fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. And the second bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. You get the idea. And now, get yours with $1 any size soft drink. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
All right, gentlemen. This is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable. And one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards RealFit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Ram Power Days?
Save up to $15,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 2500 Tradesmen. Plus, with over 400 new Ram trucks available, you're sure to find that truck you need at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center.
That is some of the best savings you've had all year, Chad.
Yep, and you won't find better deals on more Ram trucks than at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center. There's a reason we continue to be one of the biggest Ram dealers in the country, with numerous customer service awards, including the very prestigious Walter P. Chrysler Award, which means we are in the top 1% of dealers in the nation. Once you buy from Hoblet, you won't buy anywhere else.
Don't miss the savings at Hoblet. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet. Period.
15,000 total net savings after 8,500 factory rebates and 6,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include 2,000 Hoblet Select inventory coupons, 2,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance, must have qualifying trade-in, and 1,500 commercial bonus cash. Must have proof of business ownership. At least 5 of this net savings. Coupons available while supplies last. See dealer for details.
There's no need to be scared of auto maintenance this October. Your local Jiffy Lube has just the treats you need without the tricks, like fast oil changes or wiper blades for the upcoming rainy season. Serving greater Sacramento area customers since 1984 with over 30 convenient locations to choose from. Open daily, early at 7:30 and open past 6 p.m. at most locations. Just visit jiffylube.com to find a location near you and valuable coupons to save money too.
Ready to pre-game your next big arena event? Head to Beach Hut Deli, a Sacramento tradition for over 40 years, where Aloha is served daily. Located just steps away from the arena, whether it's game day or concert night, it's the perfect spot to gather with friends and enjoy amazing sandwiches. Are you planning a bigger get-together? Beach Hut Deli offers endless catering options to bring those delicious flavors to your next party or event. Beach Hut Deli. Good vibes, great food, and epic times await.
Yeah! Kill Switch Engage. Live in concert. Saturday, March 15th at Hard Rock Live, Sacramento. With special guests, Kubla Khan TX, Fit for a King, and Frozen Soul. Kill Switch Engage. Get tickets Friday, 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Kill Switch Engage. Live.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sacktown Sports 1140. Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Yeah, happy Halloween. From the Drive Guys, got some spooky stuff planned for you today. Let's go down to, I believe we're going to Atlanta, Georgia. Drapes, is that where you're stationed currently?
Yeah, man, you got me okay? Do I sound all right? You got me?
We
okay?
got you. Yeah.
Let me start off with the show by saying I'm not sure what time we're off today, Whitey. But the only thing between me hitting these streets of Atlanta is this show. fella, because I'm ready to get out here. Beautiful day here in Atlanta. The team's doing good. I'm ready to enjoy myself in the ATL. That's all I'm saying right now.
All we're asking is, 2.5 hours, I think, today, Drapes.
Yeah, what time are we done? 4:30?
Yeah.
4:30? All right, bet. I can do that.
All right, thank you. Do we have, not right now, but maybe the very next segment, do we have some Drapes takes from the
we always got Drapes
right,
takes.
okay.
Come on, big fella. We got that. I mean, I could do a Drapes takes right now if you want to. Always got it, big fella.
Yeah. On this Halloween, do we need to be frightened now, Drapes, about De'Aaron Fox's fingers? G-Man asked him after the last game about his fingers taped together on his shooting hand. What is his ring finger and pinky? And he says, I'm going to be dealing with it all year unless we get, a month off or something. So is this something we need to worry about, Drapes?
No, I don't think so. When I look at De'Aaron Fox, attack the basket more, if you will. You know what I mean? And not shoot as many threes. I mean, he was 8 of 15 the other day against the Utah Jazz. I'll take that every night of the week. And, I've seen De'Aaron, been on the plane, on the bus. They had a practice today. They had film session. I was in the film session. And it's not like it's wrapped up or anything like that, outside of basketball. So I'm not worried about it. Remember, Domas played with a finger issue all 2 seasons ago. Like
that thumb, right?
Yeah. Keegan also, and so it's guys play through things, and so no need to hit the panic button. Everything will be okay, I think.
All right. And what did you think of that big win? I know you had sat in on all the meetings. You had a good idea of how they were preparing to play the Jazz, and it sounds like they executed the game plan to perfection.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I love, what we've seen the last couple of games, Portland, and of course a couple of nights ago, is that the things that the coaching staff is telling them during the film sessions and practice, they're actually going out there and implementing that, doing that. And one of the things that they talked about going into the Utah Jazz game is try to get out and run more. Now, they didn't get a whole lot of fast break points, but I'll tell you, Whitey, I'll take 92 shots any day of the week. Like that, the pace was there. It wasn't like it was a slow down, drudge it out kind of game. They didn't get their fast break points, yes, but they had 92 shot attempts. Then you throw in the free throws. I mean, they're well over, close to 100 possessions basically. And so I think that's something the coaching staff will take. And I was talking to a member of the coaching staff last night about it, as a matter of fact. And he was telling me, I scouted these guys. And I'm like, man, you got to, when you put together a game plan like they did against Portland, shutting down Jeremy Grant, making life difficult for Anthony Simons. Last 2 nights ago, making like Keontae George a non-factor. Larry Markin, and I know he only played the first half, but he was a role player that day. Like, the Kings have done a good job these last 2 games, taking away the star players, the big players from the other team. And even Jordan Clarkson, he was 8 of 16, 21 points, but really some of those came late in the game.
Sure.
And so I thought defensively they've been doing a good job these last couple of games.
Yeah. Drapes, obviously the Kings right now playing better, got a couple wins here, got some winnable games coming up. 49ers look like maybe they're getting themselves back in position, maybe to make a run. So that's all good. But I got to tell you a couple things that really, really, really irritating me today. One is just the fact that the Warriors keep winning, Drapes. What is that? And Buddy Hield. We talked about this yesterday. Jay and I and Rod Brooks came on and said, yes, everyone loves Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield is like a folk hero in the Bay Area right now, Drapes. What is going on?
Yeah, he's on pace to be an all-star this year if he keeps this up, which is crazy to imagine. I mean, it's the Buddy Hield experience, man. It's, it's all fine and dandy now, but when you need him, in the biggest of moments, he'll do something that makes you scratch your head. I will say this. Watching the Warriors offense, and especially these last couple of games without Steph Curry, Buddy Hield is he's one of their top options.
Yep.
And so they're actually running plays, for him. I looked at when he was in Philly, basically he was the 5th option, a couple of things run for you here or there, but whatever Buddy Hield got was basically off of what Joel Embiid and those guys did and Tyrese Maxey did. I look at him here in Golden State. I mean, running plays for him,
Mhm.
and it's almost like he was back in Oklahoma in college where he's the focal point of the offense. The ball's not in his hands as much, obviously, but this is freeing him up, man. He looks like a different kind
He
of
does.
player. And Steve Kerr is all about letting it fly, and that's what Buddy wants to hear. And so so far so good. The Warriors are playing better than I expected, to be honest.
Yeah, what they 4-1 now?
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm just like, and I understand the schedule hasn't been that difficult. I don't know what's going on with the Pelicans. Pelicans look, I mean, I understand they're banged up and everything like that, but they look like a shell of themselves. And so I'm not ready to anoint them a playoff team just yet, but they've gotten off to a good start.
Yeah, it's irritating. That's the thing. And when I was watching on League Pass last night, when Fitz says something about it, Buddy Buckets, I'm screaming at the TV. You can't call him that. He's not. That's what we used to call him. But Buddy Buckets now is lighting it up for the Warriors, and they're playing. They're playing like it seems like they're playing 18 guys. Kyle, they just bring in. It's like a hockey team where the next shift comes in. So far, like say, they've only played Portland, Utah, and the Pelicans twice. But so far, they look a lot better, as you say, than we thought they would.
What's crazy is they're number one in point differential. Their defense is getting it done also. We can talk about Buddy all we want. They through the first 5 games, they're second in the Western Conference in points allowed per game, which is shocking to me. And I don't know, maybe they're a feel-good story. I'm just not, because you know what? If they were the Charlotte Hornets, I'd be like, oh, watch out for Charlotte. But because it's Golden State,
you're like,
I can't give it to them,
Yeah.
Buddy. I can't give it to them
That's
right
like
now.
hard for him.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you. Then the other thing, and I don't know if you got to see any of this, Drapes, and I know you got a lot of stuff going on, but I'm sure Jay watched, because when I left last night, Jay and I were talking about, we're going to get probably one more baseball game. When I left, it was 5-0 Yankees over the Dodgers, and it looked like this thing's going back to L.A., but we're going to get more baseball. And Jay, what the hell happened to the Yankees last night?
Man, the fundamentals, the habits, the habituals, the choke artists, whatever you want to call it, man, they fell apart, fellas. I have no clue. Drapes, did you get an opportunity to see it?
No, I didn't see it because I was watching basketball. I was watching that Celtics game. And then I turned back over and I was like, damn, it's 5-5. Then I saw the Yankees had the lead again.
Yep, 6-5.
And then, and then the bottom of the ninth, I fell asleep. So I didn't even see the ending. And,
you ain't missed nothing.
Yankees. I did exactly. I know they went down like little puppies.
Yeah, they did.
No, I missed that 5th inning, or was it the 5th? Where they came back and scored 5 runs.
They didn't have a hit, I think, until that inning. And then, Jay, now you play University of Texas, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. All right.
No, I did.
Pick any one of your teams you play. Just imagine you guys are playing like a non-conference game, right? And you guys are in the field, and there's a ground ball to first baseman, and your pitcher, whoever it is, doesn't cover. What would the coaches have said to him?
Oh, man, they would have screamed at him right then and there.
This was the World Series.
PFPs.
Yes.
PFPs,
and
right?
Garrett
That's
Cole
what you call
can't
it.
get to first base in the World Series.
But, I mean, okay, but start with the Aaron Judge fly ball.
Yes.
He took his eyes off on it.
Clearly, guys,
looking at the runner on first base, right? And then the second part of it is shortstop goes to third, and you can tell he rushed the throw. He one-hopped it. And then on top of that, and I get it, in hindsight, you try to knock the ball down, block it. He tried to scoop it, third baseman tried to go get it. And I get that part of the situation. And then you put the pressure on the pitcher. And you could see Garrett Cole, every pitch he was trying to muster whatever possible.
And he had 2 strikes.
I know, right in a row.
Yes.
In a row. He did what he was supposed to do.
He gets weak contact to the first baseman.
5
and then he
unearned runs.
points at first base.
I know. 5 unearned runs.
Yeah.
5 unearned runs.
It was incredible, Drapes. And, I'm not a huge Yankee fan. I wanted him to win, and I wanted to see more games, but it was just embarrassing to see a team self-destruct like that in the World Series.
Yeah, and not only a team, you're talking about arguably the best team money can buy. Like, these are big name players. Garrett Cole is not a rookie, some young Joe Schmo. Like, he understands. It's like the moment got too big for them. And that's what and honestly, guys, I was thinking about this earlier. The Yankees lost the World Series in game 1.
Yes.
Freddie Freeman took their heart.
Yep.
They were shell shocked after that. I mean, and you hear people talk about it on TV about how the Dodgers won this. Sure, Freeman went deep every game, that kind of thing, but the little things, and Jay, that It's not always about the long ball. It's about, how you doing the base pass,
Catching a fly ball.
Fundamentally sound defensively. Like the Yankees were the bad news bears out there, man. It's terrible.
Yes. I'm a huge Jazz Chisholm fan, and he had a good game yesterday. Decent game. He hit a home run to put him up. But the other part was he was horrific with runners in scoring position. There were numerous times, even yesterday, there's twice where he had bases loaded once. He had man on first and second, or either second and third, second time, and he did nothing. And I was just like, oh, that's not normally him. He is normally one of the guys who rises to the occasion. And I'm with you, Drapes. After game one, I think the Yankees after game one were like, this is not supposed to happen to us. Of all teams, it doesn't happen to us.
Away too with
they
bad
definitely
defense.
did. Yeah, terrible.
The scary thing to me watching last night was late in the game, I started to realize the Dodgers are becoming. They got Freeman, they bought Ohtani, they traded for Betts. They're on the verge of becoming what the Yankees used to be.
On the verge?
Yes. I mean, you got to win.
They are the verge.
Well, the Yankees used to win all the time.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, the Dodgers won, 2 in 5 years, whatever it is now. One of them didn't really count.
Yeah, we ain't counting.
But they're more Yankee-like than the Yankees are right now.
Because of the money?
Yes, because the way they played like we got this. They're down 5-0, and the Yankees gave it back to them.
But they didn't do anything to, like, fellas. Did you see anything from the Dodgers? And I know Drake, she didn't watch it, but did you see anything from the Dodgers to where they were like, yeah, we got this? Like, it fell on their lap. They were hitting ground balls. It wasn't like somebody came up and stroked a double in the alley. Freeman had a clutch hit. Now, don't get me wrong, the tying hit, he had a good, and Teoscar Hernandez had a solid hit too.
Yes.
But by that time, I thought Teoscar was kind of picking up the scraps. Now, I will say this. Let me give him credit. He saw Garrett Cole struggling, and he was like, anything in this zone, I'm raking, right? Freddie Freeman, he muscled up a single up the gut, boxed it up. I'm all appreciative of that. He should have been MVP of the series, which he got. Beyond that, the rest of them guys was falling in the ground balls and fly balls. I'm not giving credit to no fly ball.
So he's not going to give credit to the
Dodgers. Man, come on, stop that. Why do you give him credit for a rollover ground ball to shortstop?
Biggest comeback in World Series clinching history, Jay. When we come back, Drapes with a special edition of Drapes Takes on Halloween next. Sacktown Sports.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow. Sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
You know, I've seen all along that on your shooting left hand, the fourth finger and the pinky finger have been taped together. How much of a problem is that in trying to maintain your shooting stroke?
I mean, definitely while being on the dominant hand, it's something. But It kind of happened like the second or third day of training camp. So at this point, I've been taping my finger the whole season. So unless we get a month off at some point, it's going to be here to stay. So.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
How about that? The G-Man getting to the heart of the matter. That was post-game here on Sacktown Sports and the Kings Radio Network. To Drive Guys, Halloween, and Kyle Draper in Atlanta with the team. Nothing to be worried about, though. Drapes says this is a kind of a common basketball situation, huh, Drapes?
Yeah. I mean, I look at a guy like Mike Conley dealing with a wrist. He's saying, nothing to worry about. De'Aaron says it's nothing to worry about. He was 8 of 15 the other night against the Utah Jazz. How about this, Whitey? Only took 2 3-pointers.
Mm-hmm.
Only, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just pointing it out, and maybe to pull from deep. But I thought he played well the other night, and so if he's not worried, I'm not going to be worried about it.
Yeah, I had thought that he'd first tweaked it in one of the preseason games. Was it the Portland game, maybe? Or anyway, remember he was shaking it, but he says he injured it early on in practice, so he doesn't sound too concerned about it. But obviously, it's going to hinder you a little bit when you got your fingers taped together and you're trying to shoot a basketball.
Yeah, I think it'll be an adjustment, though, right? Like I don't think he'll have to learn to play through it and play with it. And if it seems like he's been playing with it, though, you know, and so he seems to be A-OK. And fortunately, we're such a more dangerous offensive team that we're not going to lean on De'Aaron Fox every single night to be a Superman out there. We got DeMar. Domas, his offensive game looks tremendous. And of course, Keegan Murray. And so we got reinforcements where De'Aaron, he can play it, get 20 and 10 assists, and we'll still be able to win those games.
Drapes, there's something I've noticed about the offense. I'm not sure it's actually there. I'm not sure I'm really seeing it or if I'm imagining it. And you know that with DeMar DeRozan as part of the offense, he takes more shots than Harrison Barnes used to. So there's fewer shots for other players. And I think going in, we thought, that'd be a bad thing. It seems to me that the shots that guys like Domas and Kevin Huerter maybe that they're not taking, they're shots that they wouldn't necessarily want to take. They're taking better shots. It's almost like Domas realizes he doesn't have to take shots he wouldn't want to take in order to carry the offense because he knows that's all right. We got DeMar DeRozan, and he will share the load. I don't know if that's there or if I'm imagining that or just hoping that's there. Do you see what I'm saying, though?
I'm trying to figure out exactly which, meaning that the quality of shots are better.
Yes, they're taking. Everyone else is taking fewer shots, but they're taking better shots.
Okay, all right, I could co-sign that. I'm with you on that, Whitey. I think. And that's the thing we talked about beforehand, and we thought it would only apply to Keegan Murray, remember?
Yeah.
We thought, Keegan might not take as many shots, but he's going to get now it seems like everybody is getting the kind of looks they want. Kevin Huerter, it has been great so far. So I hear you on that. I can co-sign on that.
All right, and now we're going to hear Drapes. It's time for Drapes Takes, live from Atlanta.
Calm down, Lion. Calm down. Take it easy, man. Just
Kings fans. I'm looking out my window here in Midtown Atlanta, doing the show with Whitey and Jay, and I'm thinking, I need to be out there with my boys. The Kings already had their practice. They already out there having fun, and I got to hang with you guys. So I'm going to deliver you a tremendous Drapes Takes. I know it's about 24 hours too late, but I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing from this Sacramento Kings team so far. First of all, I want staff some credit. And I'm not just talking about Mike Brown. I'm talking about my guy, Luke Louts, who's sort of the defensive coordinator for this team. He took over for Jordy Fernandez. I've seen Luke preach and practice certain principles, and then the team go out there and execute it. Look what they did to Jeremy Grant. Look what they did to Anthony Simons. Look what they did, on Tuesday against the Utah Jazz. This Kings team, everybody talked about, can they play defense? And I know it's a small sample size, but Whitey, I got some numbers for you, big fella. I got some numbers for you. This Sacramento Kings team Guess what? They are 9th in the league in defensive rating right now. Woo, they're top 10 in defense and top 10 in offense. How about that? So give the coaching staff some credit. Give this team some credit, the players some credit. Maybe, just maybe, these guys are better defensively than the national pundits thought they would be.
Yeah, that's a great point, Drapes. I just find myself wondering how much of it is the Kings defense and how much of it is, the last 2 teams they played.
Don't come on, Whitey. Why are you trying to do that, big fella?
I'm just pointing that out.
Debbie Downer over here. Come on, man. You play who's on the schedule, right?
Yes.
Portland's an NBA team, just like Utah is, just like Denver, Boston. It's an NBA team, and at the end of the season, all these games will factor in to how good they are going to be. All right, I give you that. I want to give some credit to my guy, Keon Ellis. I don't know what Mike Brown was thinking against the Lakers, but Keon Ellis has bounced back in a big way. He is just a menace defensively, Whitey, and I'm talking about active hands. I'm talking about getting into passing lanes. I'm talking about pressuring the ball. And Keon, and I said this during the broadcast the other night, he used to hate playing defense. He wasn't a defender coming out of high school. It was realize, you know what? That's my way of getting on the floor. And kudos to him. He has turned himself into an elite defender. And here's the thing. He's sort of a spark plug on the defensive end for this team.
Yeah.
You know how Vinnie Johnson was a spark plug offensively, the microwave? Well, this guy is the air fryer. I'm going to call him the air fryer because he be frying his opponents, locking them up. Keon Ellis is the air fryer that sparks this Kings defense, and I just made that up. I don't know if it works or not, but he's not the microwave. He's the air fryer. That's the defensive version of the microwave. So got to give him some credit for sure. Got to give him a ton of credit.
Did you gotta say that on here?
Come on, man.
Yeah. Jay wants you to drop that on the next telecast.
Right. I'm gonna see if it. You know how it is on these broadcasts. You throw something out there, and you hope it stick, and if it doesn't, you move on. So I might do that.
That one has a
tomorrow.
chance. That one has a chance.
Yeah, the microwave is old school. Air fryer's new.
That's right.
That's right. That's a good one. All right. So shout out to him. Can we also talk about Domantas Sabonis, fellas? I don't know if there are any doubters still out there. But right now, and I'm saying at this very moment, he is the second best center in the league. Joel Embiid ain't playing, so he can't be in this conversation. I would take Domantas Sabonis behind only Jokic. I know AD's putting up some numbers. I know he's playing extremely well. But Domantas Sabonis, the way, and Whitey brought it up, the way he's playing this year, it's like he has a mismatch every single night. And then you can't send a double at him because you got DeMar DeRozan out there. This Kings offense, I think Domas is benefiting, like Whitey was just saying, from the presence of DeMar DeRozan. Got 5 guys on the floor, including my guy Kevin Huerter, that you have to respect. I thought what Domas did to Utah, my gosh, he just abused all of their big men. Poor Walker Kessler, picked up foul after foul. Domas would put the shoulder in his chest, bump him back about 6 feet, and then get the bucket. I mean, this dude is a joy to watch. He is virtually unstoppable at this point right now.
Yeah, Drapes, we are aware that everyone, or a lot of people around the country, they don't give Domas his due. I'm starting to think that even here in Sacramento, maybe we're not giving him his due, at least the way he's playing so far. His effective field goal percentage is .736. I mean, he's playing. He continues to take it. We thought last year, wow, that's about the best he could be. We thought that 2 years ago. He's taken it so far to another level already this year.
Right, and here's the thing, Whitey. You talked about his effective field goal percentage. He's taking the threes right now.
Yeah.
He's stretching it out a little bit more. And the thing about him, and you mentioned it, I always just thought, he's going to get you his 19 and 12. They got 3 guys averaging 20 points or more. We truly have it. And Domas at 24.2 per game. If he's playing like this, forget about all-star talk, all-NBA. This guy might be in the MVP conversation if the Kings can win. That's what this comes down to. He keeps doing this and the Kings start winning some games. Man, He has to be in the conversation for me.
Yeah.
I got one more.
Yes.
Can I get one more?
Jay,
one more.
time for one more. Yes.
And Jay texted me, texted us about it. How about my boy John Collins? John Collins looked impressive the other day.
Mm-hmm.
John Collins came out in that first half and was like, you know what? I'm going to come out there and do my thing. 18.7 rebounds. You see why I didn't understand he's not the best defender in the world, but he's a lob threat. He's a high energy guy. He can knock down threes as well. I'm looking at his numbers from the other game, the other night. 18 points, 7 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block, and only 2 turnovers. Like if John Collins, if all it's going to take is a second-round pick, and I understand the money situation, probably too rich for the Kings' blood, but I think Jay saw the other night why I'm a fan of John Collins and why I thought he would be a good fit in Sacramento.
Yeah, it's almost like he was auditioning, huh? He's like, wow,
Right.
they need some front court help. Yeah,
exactly.
We talked about this yesterday. Real quick, Drapes. There are some of those NBA observers like Howard Beck, Zach Lowe, who are saying that the Jazz would give you a draft pick to take his salary. So yeah, because he's making $52 million over the next 2, but you wouldn't have to give up much to get him. You just have to pay him.
And what's crazy about it too, Whitey, is in the whole scheme of the NBA life, 26 million ain't that much.
Oh,
like in this new NBA, if he was making Zach LaVine money, all right, I'd be like, oh, Bradley Beal money, but 20-something million. There are a lot of players worse than John Collins making more than John Collins.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm still a fan of the guy. I thought he came out, it was looking great, especially in that first half against the Kings. And that was why I was always a fan of him. That's Drapes Takes, Whitey. I'm going to cut it off right there. That's Drapes Takes. Jay, it's brought to you by
Alsco Uniforms. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms.
Thank you, Drapes. Coming up, the Brawny Sideshow enters its final days, and the Kings conversation continues with Drapes in Atlanta, Drive Guy, Sacktown Sports.
At the law offices of Dale R. Gomes, we understand that when you're facing a crisis, you need more than just a lawyer. You need a team. Our dedicated attorneys work together, combining decades of experience to guide you through personal injury or criminal defense matters with care and expertise. We're committed to supporting you every step of the way, ensuring your voice is heard and your rights are protected. With offices in Sacramento and El Dorado County, reach out to the law offices of Dale R. Gomes today, 916-999-9033, or online at dalegomslaw.com.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
The shot clock is ticking, and your home team is driving up the court. But don't miss your chance to score big at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Save on a new Accord, HRV, Ridgeline, or the all-new Prologue before the buzzer sounds on year-end deals. Don't get benched by high prices. Slam dunk your savings today.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number 1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company sold on report.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost, or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Don't let cold season make you miserable. Try the quick drug-free solution for nasal congestion, Navage.
Navage uses gentle suction to flush out your sinuses with refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all winter long. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at select Costco locations in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better fast. Check out Navage at your local Costco today. Navage, Navage, breathe easy.
Hey, Aggie fans, Coach Plow here. If you haven't made it out to a game yet, we've only got 2 opportunities left this season, starting November 2nd against Northern Colorado. We're excited to celebrate all those who helped make this campus great with faculty and staff appreciation and parent-family weekend. And for all you fans of the band, we've got local high schools joining us to ramp up the atmosphere. So grab your tickets today and join us by visiting ucdavis.com/tickets. Go Ags.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Happy Halloween. I'm wearing the last of the Fright Night Theater t-shirts.
Sell it.
He says I should sell it. What, Jay, I'd rather have it than sell it for like $6 or whatever, you know?
Autograph it and then sell it.
I don't know. I want to keep
No, you got to keep that.
Yeah,
You gotta keep
If I could get more than $6 or $7, I'd think about parting ways
I mean,
with
get
it.
that. That's an easy design to have.
Yeah. Anyway, happy Halloween. We are coming to you. You know, Drapes is in Atlanta. Jay and I are in our studios, which, according to some, are haunted. And I kid you not. Some say they are. I've talked to people who've worked here. They've done overnight shifts on weekends. And like Christopher Lawton, he says, nothing's ever happened. I've never seen anything. But I was just talking to somebody last week who said, I was walking down the hallway and a cold presence passed through me. So I don't know.
Come on.
It's called the weather changing.
Right. Air conditioning kicking on, right? Or something. Come on.
I'll
man.
admit it's kind of an odd building, but I've never had anything happen where I was like, I don't know, Jay, you've been here a lot longer than I have.
Nah, I haven't heard anything.
But you've heard those rumors, right? I mean, I'm not making that up. There are some
I
people.
just heard it from you. That's
I heard it from I heard it from Emil. And then Chris Watkins also.
Check the source. Check the source.
I know.
Consider the source.
Guys, come on, seriously.
Yeah, that's what people have said. And then, Emil says, well, no, you know why it's haunted? It used to be a sewing factory. And I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. But that's what he said. So legend has it.
Let me ask you this, Whitey. Let me ask you, because I just thought about it.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't believe in stuff like that, will you ever notice stuff like that? And if you do believe, are you like more prone to know if something happens? Oh, it got to be that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
I don't believe in that stuff, and I've and so I've never thought, oh man, what was that? That's haunted, or it's always an explanation, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but have you ever stayed in Skirvin or any of those haunted places, Drapes? I haven't.
No, I haven't. I
Okay.
don't think I have.
Yeah. I just know
I don't
one.
believe in that stuff, man. I don't like now. If I did say something, if I did say, you know what, it's haunted, you got to believe me then, because I don't like if I say
I understand.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If something is feel haunted to me, then it got to be haunted.
Yeah, because in your mind that none of that's real. So for you
None of that's real.
to do a 180 on that, you would have to be like have a ghost like sit in your lap or something.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
One time I was watching TV with my mom and we heard someone walk down the hallway. And I said, Mom, did you hear that? She said, no. And then later I asked her, she said, oh, yeah, I heard it. She said,
really?
She said, I don't know what that was, but yeah. So anyway.
Where was it? This was
in
the
our
V-Town
house.
Valley Joe?
Yeah,
Okay.
Vallejo. It's like, you could, the sound. No one else was home. It's like, Mom, did you hear that? She's like, no, I didn't hear anything. And then later I asked her, I can't believe you didn't hear that. She goes, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I heard
that.
Oh,
That's somebody back there.
I don't know what it was. But that was the only time. That happened. What did you guys make of Bronny last night scoring his first points of his NBA career with the crowd in Cleveland chanting, "We want Bronny"? How about that?
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I mean, think about it like this. You got a young kid that grew up in Cleveland, basically. Dad was, the most iconic player for that franchise. And then to actually score a bucket, which was a contested jump shot. Like this dude's living out his dream, man. And I thought it was great. They got waxed though.
Yeah.
They they were never into the game, but for Bronny and LeBron, I thought it was sweet, man. I thought it was special for them.
That's the story, huh? I mean, really, the story is Cleveland is good.
Yes. Cleveland is, everybody's talking about Boston and Boston's great. They lost a tough game yesterday, but Cleveland, and Big Perk said this on ESPN, they're playing like a team. Like, it's not just the Donovan. Some guys, Jared Allen is playing lights out. Evan Mobley is like they're actually resembling a team. And they're a threat, I think, in the Eastern Conference. I mean, the way they beat the Lakers, who have now lost 2 in a row, I mean, it was over pretty much midway through the first quarter. And so they're looking good right now.
Yeah, they're 5-0, the Cavs are. They're off to a 5-0 start for the first time since 2016. So Bronny plays in Cleveland, and I get that. That's really cool, and the fans were excited about seeing him, and the broadcasters were going crazy. He did it. But now I believe now he goes to the G League. Drapes, do you know? It might be the end of the road trip, but if not right now, then in a few games he's going to head back to the G League, and then it's all backwards. He started in the NBA, and then they're going to start to see if he might be an NBA player, actually.
Yeah, I think this was just the second game of a 6-game road trip that they're on, and so I think he has a few more. And yeah, it's it seemed pretty much planned. Opening night, give the kid some minutes. When he goes back home to Cleveland, give the kid some minutes. He really hasn't played any of the games outside of that, and so yeah, now he's going to go try to earn his stripes in the G League and make it back up.
Yeah, I get that. That's special happening in Cleveland. The whole thing, to me, I was not as excited about it as a lot of people. You or any fan or the fans there, I mean, if it inspired you or made you happy, that's cool. That's a great thing. To me, it was a little artificial, but to each his own. To me, it was just like it was like a performance or a movie or a song or something that to me is like, yeah, it didn't really work for me. But I get it. And I understand why so many people were excited about it and happy about it. And as LeBron says, we have so many great moments. We have so many great moments, not only on the floor at this arena, no matter what the name of it is. It was a Gund or the Q, and now it's Rocket Mortgage. So we spent a lot of years here, he says, and I get that. And it was a moment not only for him and his son, but it sounds like all the fans there, most of whom were Cavaliers fans, they all embraced the moment too. So I get that. That's kind of awesome.
It is, and that, the thing about it is, there are some people who say, "Who cares? It doesn't." Well, clearly, 18,000 fans in Cleveland cared last night. Clearly, on opening night, people cared, and so it's a story. I mean, it is what it is, and whether it's contrived or staged or whatever it may be, he still had to go out there and make the bucket last night, and when he did, people were still excited for him. That's genuine. Our reactions are genuine. You can't tell me the 17,000 people cheering, after he made the bucket last night, that wasn't staged. That's genuine. And so it is what it is. It doesn't, for some reason, it bothers some people, but it doesn't bother me, and we move on.
It reminded me a little bit of, Jay, do you remember Sim Bular? Sim Bular, who played here, Drapes, and I believe this was a few years before you got here. Yeah, and Sim Bular was of Indian descent, and the Kings brought him in, and they played him in a game. I think he was with Reno for a while, and he scored the first basket in NBA history by a player of Indian descent. But he hasn't been heard from since. So it was, it was a little one of those like, yeah, he did it. Yeah, that's history. But it was a little contrived. And to me, that's what this whole thing with LeBron and Bronny is. But on the other hand, like I said, I keep saying this because I don't want to get into an argument with anybody. I understand if you were inspired by it, it lifted you in any way, you enjoyed it. That's what sports are supposed to be. So it wasn't for me, but if anyone enjoyed it, and that's what sports, that's the best of sports. So good for you.
Right. And it drive. I don't care. So I mean, it's not going to impact my life at all. Like, it happened. I'm moving on. I'm more concerned about, what happened in the game. What does it mean for the league in terms of Lakers lost 2 in a row? That's the storyline to me coming out of it. Lakers look so good the first 3 games, but ever since they've lost 2 in a row. Like, have they fallen back down to earth?
Yeah.
But, shout out there, man. Good for him. And, somebody put up a graphic, most points scored by a father-son duo in the NBA. And it was like LeBron 40,000 something and Bronny 2. And they were like number 1. I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, man, good for him, man. Good for the kid.
Yeah, to me, it's going to be really interesting to see if he can make his way back and become an NBA player. That's a longer story. Not as many people will be focused on that. But to me, that's a more interesting story. He faces a real challenge. If he can actually make it back to the NBA maybe next year and become, a guy who's a legitimate part of a team, that to me would be a real accomplishment. We'll see.
No doubt about it. It's tough though, man. It's because there are so many guys, man, in the NBA that get a game, get 2 games, get 5 games. But to do it year in and year out and actually stick in the league, I forget the stats, and somebody mentioned it about a month ago. How many new players come into the NBA every year, and so you not only have to be one of the best 450, you can't be one of the worst 100 going into the next year because, your spot will get taken. And so it'll be a challenge for him, but, we'll see how it plays out. I'm always a firm believer. It's not about how you get the job. It's when you do get the job, can you do the job or not? And Bronny will have, trying to achieve and get back to the league.
Now, when we come back, Drapes' good friend Joe Mazzulla says it's time to bring fighting back to the NBA. Is he right? That's next on this Halloween edition of the Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento State football this Saturday at 6 versus Portland State. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khtk.com.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, Folsom Lake Ford. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, like America's best-selling F-Series. Check out a huge selection of Mavericks, F-150s, and Super Duty trucks, or tech-filled SUVs like Explorers and Expeditions. Plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. All in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with 0 down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest finance rates. And Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they are my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. For 35 years and counting, come down and take a test drive today. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery, Hammer and Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sacktown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting sacktownsports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
There's no need to be scared of auto maintenance this October. Your local Jiffy Lube has just the treats you need without the tricks, like fast oil changes or wiper blades for the upcoming rainy season.
serving greater Sacramento area customers since 1984 with over 30 convenient locations to choose from. Open daily, early at 7:30 and open past 6 p.m. at most locations. Just visit jiffylube.com to find a location near you and valuable coupons to save money too.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
We got a question here in the text line about a potential Kings move. We'll get to that in just a second here. Jay and I in studio. We got Drapes with the Kings in Atlanta. Before we get to that, I want to mention this, Drapes, and Jay, I just saw this, and dear listener, this is at SI.com, and this is the very definition of clickbait, okay? In no way, shape, or form do we have any reason to think there's nothing to this, but it's just the type of thing you got to be very careful of. And I saw somebody tweet this from Sporting News. Headline, Kings could create super team by acquiring Bucks $228 million superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then the story goes on to say, if Giannis is unhappy with the Bucks struggling, and if he asks for trade, the Kings should be one of the first teams to call. All they would have to give up is, let's see, Keegan Murray, Kevin Huerter, Malik Monk, and draft capital. Come on.
Can't you do that with every team in the league?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Like,
They probably did.
Right. They probably did. Sports media, man. That's where it's at right now. It's throwing out trades and stuff like that.
Yes. Yeah. Waste of everyone's time. And I just wanted to point out those things are out there. But here's a question on the much more reliable text line about the guy you were just talking about, Drapes, John Collins from the 530. Got a question. Any way we can keep our starting squad and get Collins, get rid of Trey Lyles, a couple other bench players, make room for him? Question mark? What do you think?
You know what?
And Drapes can't talk about getting rid of guys.
Because, but also, damn, we're 4 games in and we already talking about trading Trey Lyles, trading Kevin Huerter and all this. Like, it's sickening. Can't we just enjoy what we got going on right now? Let's see how it plays out. Let it, it's especially basketball. This happens more in basketball than any other sport.
Yeah.
The games don't matter as much. It's all about the possibility of moves, the trade chatter. Like we're a week and a half, 2 weeks into the season, and the subject of trades are dominating instead of the actual play. Like, and I understand this is what helped grow the NBA. Like, that's why the NBA is so fantastic. But man, it's like everybody and their mom got an opinion on why don't we do this? Why don't we actually enjoy the games and let the games play out for a little bit? And as we get closer, Doc Rivers used to call it the silly season.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to begin in December, Whitey. Now it's year round. Like, trade chatter is year round. And so I'm not even going to entertain that right now, big fella.
I understand that. But I also have to point out that there's a very prominent member of the Kings media who has just been salivating over this John Collins. And so people are starting to wonder, right? Hey, he had a good game. What about John Collins? So that's why I asked you about it.
Yeah, that's fine. But, we can have this discussion without, for me mentioning things like that. I will say this. As of right now, it's probably a 2% chance, if that the Kings make a move anytime soon in terms of a John Collins or whoever it may be. I think Monty's going to let this play out for a little bit. Most of the time trades don't happen the first week of the NBA season or the second week of now, when it comes to December, mid-December, if we want to revisit these conversations, see where the squad is, see if there are any legitimate rumors out there. But I'm not going to engage in the clickbait that you just read from SI.com.
No, I don't think they're going to get Giannis.
No, because we could do that with every team and every player in the league.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like and so I'm not going to engage in that right now.
If the Kings continue to play defense at the level you were describing, at the level that we've seen, then they may not feel the need to go out and add front court help. Obviously, they'll look at everything, but if they're playing defense against the better teams the way they have the last two, they're not going to feel like, oh my goodness, we have got to upgrade in the front court. We just don't know yet. We just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we got to wait and see. I still think, when we do go to our small ball lineup, it's not as effective. And I would have to look at, the 5-man lineups out there with Trey as the 5 man. I think, Domas is the one player who is irreplaceable on our team. And I would like to have a little more depth at that big man spot, and so obviously I don't, like I said, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, but we've talked about it. Monty and Wes and Paul, they all see the same thing we need. And I do think at some point before the trade deadline, this team will do something. And if they don't, I will be surprised because it's clear as day that they need a little more front.
Yeah, they went really small at times against Portland. They had a couple really small lineups out there. I heard this today with Styles and Watkins. Maybe you knew this, Drapes. I did not know this. Early in the year, when you look at any stats and offensive ratings and things, 4 games in, you get some crazy, crazy numbers and things normalize. But so far, the Kings bench, number 2 in the NBA in defensive rating. The Kings bench and offensive rating dead last in the NBA.
Yeah, that's Yeah, I don't even know what to make of that, to be honest with you, because I don't think our bench has been very good. And it's been spotty. I don't even know who our bench is, like on a regular. We know Malik plays now. Keon, everybody after that is sort of a game by game basis. And so I was looking at the numbers from the Utah game, and depth is supposed to be our strong point. But offensively, man, the bench has been, you mentioned it, really struggling, man. And if Malik isn't hitting, who else do we have coming off the bench that can help us out scoring? Like maybe we got to turn to Doug McDermott a little bit more, get him into the rotation. That's a concern of mine, And we talked about this the other day, might have been this week or last week, about how, and I think you brought it up, Whitey, the Kings are sort of, fashioning themselves after like the Celtics, where their top 6 is really, 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 really good. And then after that, it becomes a little spotty. That's what I'm seeing so far from the team.
Yeah. We were just talking about Trey Lyles, but we know he's capable of playing better, and he's the key to that offense from the bench improving. He's just got to, and I know he's been hurt, still working his way into shape, however you want to phrase it. We know he's capable of making threes. His 3-point numbers last year were not terrible. They were not as good as you'd hope, but they were decent. That's going to be one of the keys going forward. If he can establish himself as a 3-point threat, that's going to open up a lot for the bench offensively.
Yeah, and I think, going into this season, we talked about how he was an X factor. He was a guy we need something from. And, he's only shooting 23% from 3 so far this season, and his numbers have no doubt taken a dive. Last year, I've got him right here. He shot 38%. Man, if he can give us 38%,
that's very good. Yeah,
I would take that. Right, that
good,
would be perfect. And so, small sample size for Trey, though. To me, I need to give him 15 games or so, see where he is at. Dealing with that groin injury that set him back, obviously. No preseason for him. And so I still think he's trying to find his way with the Kings this year.
Yeah. And I apologize. I kind of short cheated him there on his 3-point percentage last year. 38 is top notch. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Russ has been hanging on to talk with the Drive Guys. What can we do for you, Russ? Did we lose Russ?
He ain't want that smoke. Russ ain't want that smoke. He's like, I'm actually on, guys. I got to hang up,
He fumbled his phone out of bounds. That's a turnover. We go the other way. All right, speaking of the NBA here, Drapes, your close personal friend, Joe Mazzulla, he was on 98.5, the Sports Hub in Boston. He said, quote, I think the biggest thing that we rob people from as an entertainment standpoint is you can't fight anymore. I wish you could bring back fighting. I mean, you aren't talking about robbing the league of entertainment. What's more entertaining than when there is a little scuffle? So what do you think? And I know you have to be somewhat careful here because you work for the league, but what about this notion that let's bring back fighting to the NBA?
Nah, I mean, if it could stick to, just the combatants going 1-on-1, but nah, we don't want that. I Joe Mazzulla is saying, Whitey, but maybe I'm the only one that faces this and deals with this. You ever have like road rage and you wish like there was some real life demolition derby you could do. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm outing myself here, but that's sort of what Joe Mazzulla is talking. I wish sometimes you could just take matters in your own hands and be like, you know what? Take that. But we can't do it. And the same thing in the NBA. You can't, have fighting. First of all, you look at, he brought up, I think, hockey. They got pads and stuff like that on, and that's, critical to their sport. That's,
it is,
been a part of their sport, since day one. Basketball, ever since the Malice in the Palace, it's like nobody wants to see that. And these dudes make way too much money, man. Like these guys ain't maybe it's a few of them about that life, but really, we want to watch millionaires, pound on millionaires in a basketball game. Thanks, but no.
Yeah, I think Commissioner Stern deserves a ton of credit for that, for recognizing where it was all going, for banning players from leaving the bench. And I know where Joe Mazzulla is coming from too. And, you look back on some of the old days, and that's, some of the most emotional moments watching the game. Some of the moments when the game's like, man, it was unbelievable. Right. When you had, Kevin McHale clotheslining Kurt Rambis and things like that. But ultimately, I think the way it is now, guys, sometimes they get into it a little bit, but fighting like the old days, just throwing haymakers, that's no bueno for the NBA. That's not going to help the NBA get to where it needs to get to.
No, I agree. And it's, if you look at it too, the game became so ugly, so physical that people started turning away.
Mm-hmm.
Scoring was down. Knicks and Heat, their games were like 63-60 and they were fighting and everything. And people started turning. This ain't, the Roman Empire back, 2,000 years ago. Like, we're not barbarians. We don't need to see that. I just want to see something other than 3-pointers. Give me that. Can we at least get that? That would make me a little more happier, a little more variety in the game. I don't need the fighting.
But you are going to see Gladiator 2, aren't you? I know I am. Huh?
Is that coming out?
Yeah.
Dude, I am not a movie guy, man. I have no idea. I can't tell you the last adult movie I saw in the theaters, bro. It's been about 10 to 15 years.
I think Denzel's in it, isn't he, Jay? Yeah.
Hey,
then I'm in. Count me in. Count me in.
A lot of folks talking about an Oscar should be coming as well.
Oh.
Yeah, we've already seen
we'll have to go as a show and see it.
Oh, man, you ain't showing up. Don't even try it.
That's my idea.
You know what I mean?
Let's go.
All right, you'll go to that. And you got to wear that shirt, too.
Okay, I will. When we come back, speaking of Halloween, how Kyle Shanahan's Halloween dreams were crushed. It's next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body?
Tesla, keeping it real tour.
Saturday, November 9th, the venue at Thunder Valley. Tesla, live. The multi-platinum rock band returns with special guest, Fuel. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Tesla, keeping it real tour. Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Getting ready for more rain and longer nights? We've got you. Right now, you can earn up to $25 in bonus rewards when you buy 2 Sylvania Silver Star Ultra bulbs and 2 Rain-X Quantum Elite wiper blades. More rewards and better visibility at America's #1 lighting destination, AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Offer valid for AutoZone Rewards members. Restrictions apply.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
It's time to load up your calendar with all the hottest events. This is your Sacktown Sports live events calendar. First up, all this month, take the family to Dave's Pumpkin Patch for hay rides, corn mazes, and fall fun for everyone. It's the perfect way to celebrate the season. Next, David Spade brings his sharp wit to Hard Rock Live Sacramento on November 22nd. And the comedy continues with the hilarious Russell Peters taking the stage at Hard Rock Live on November 23rd. And if you're looking for some legendary music, Legends of Motown will have you grooving to all your favorite classics at Thunder Valley on the same night, November 23rd. Then get festive with the Jersey Boys Midtown Men Holiday Show on December 8th at Thunder Valley. And kicking off the new year, Dylan Scott with Jackson Dean and Avery Anna are bringing their country hits to Thunder Valley on January 10th. So get out there and enjoy the best live events Sacramento has to offer. For tickets and event details, visit sacktownsports.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports,
The
1140.
blind stares of a million pairs of eyes, looking hard but won't realize that they
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Happy Halloween. We've got a real treat for you coming up bottom of the hour. Jerry Reynolds is going to be with us.
Okay.
Yeah. That's bottom of the hour here. We got Drapes in Atlanta. And Jay just let me know that Patrick Willis is going to be with us tomorrow. How about that?
Snap. He will. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Jay. 2:30
We got
tomorrow.
a short show tomorrow, right?
Really
Just,
short.
really short, right?
Yeah. It's like, hello, everybody. See ya. Game night is next. So
Right,
gonna be one of
right,
those shows.
okay.
Yeah. I have a trivia question for you. Who someone who was recently on our show, Drapes, maybe you guys know this, Drapes and Jay.
Yeah.
Somebody who was recently on our show is today a Pro Football Hall of Fame semifinalist. Do you know who it is? Someone who we recently interviewed on our show. And today is a Pro Football Hall of Fame semifinalist.
Pro Football.
Dude, I took a quick glance at that.
And this was, I think, within the last month.
They were on our show.
Yeah.
And it might not be a player. Is that true?
That's true. It might not be a player.
Because I think Robert Kraft is up for it.
He's in the contributors category.
Contributor
yes.
category.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, let me spill the beans for you here.
Yeah.
3 former 49er coaches are among the 9 semifinalists announced today. George Seifert, Mike Shannahan, and Mike Holmgren.
Mike Holmgren.
Yes.
Okay. Our guy.
Yes. Yes.
I see Holmgren. I saw Seifert. Wow.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Seifert with 5 Super Bowl rings from his time with the 49ers, defensive backs coach in 81. He, as history tells us, he actually is the guy that wanted Ronnie Lott, and supposedly Bill Walsh wanted Kenny Easley. And they got into a real argument over it, and Ronnie Lott was the guy that they drafted. And then, of course, Coach Shannahan won 2 Super Bowls with the Broncos, and Mike Holmgren won a Super Bowl with the Packers, and he was in the Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks as well. So to me, and it's really complicated with the Pro Football Hall of Fame because the process is very involved and there's so many more people that are candidates than there are spots. But to me, those 3 are boom, boom, boom. Those are 3 Hall of Fame guys to me.
Yeah, you got to put them in there. I'm with you. Yeah, all 3 had success, obviously in the NFL, and so I'm with you. Those are no brainers as far as I'm surprised they aren't in already. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising.
Any issues, Jay?
No.
Boom, boom, right?
Yeah, they all
Rubber
should be
stamp.
in there, right? Yeah. And they will be if they don't get in this year. They'll all see the hall. That's what we do, man. We go from one Hall of Famer to another Hall of Famer.
That's right.
He will Hall of Fame tomorrow. Hey, we can't be stopped. We'll start bragging on it.
I know, right? We need to start hyping that up a little bit more.
So we're looking forward to that tomorrow. Speaking of the Shanahans, Kyle Shannahan was doing his weekly spot with the 49ers Bay Area flagship. And he said he was really excited about the 49ers having the bye week during Halloween. When I first read that, I thought, this is a football coach. He's very dedicated to his craft. He probably actually doesn't even know, what's going on holiday-wise. But he says, I was actually so pumped. It hit me that we have Halloween off. I love this, Kyle Shanahan. I love dressing up and going around with the kids and no one knowing who you are and just having a mask on. Does that surprise you, Drapes? It surprises me a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
A guy like Kyle who, is serious about his craft.
Yes.
I guess, as a football coach of the Niners, there's not much privacy if you're just walking around,
Right. I just figured he'd go,
come
you watch your Frankenstein movies, I'm going to watch game film in the back. I don't care about Halloween. But he says,
exactly.
Yeah, I was telling my kids how excited I was to go with them this year. Then my daughter, who's a junior in high school, looked at me. My son, who's a freshman in high school, looked at me, and they're like, Dad, we're not going out on Halloween. What do you think? Shannahan was like, oh, dang. And then I looked to my sixth grader, and I was like, well, I still get to go with you, right? And she's like, Dad, that's kind of dorky for you to come with me. You can hang off in the distance. And I kind of got a disappointed face on me. My older daughter actually felt bad for me. She's like, I'll go with you. I'm like, I don't need a pity party, guys. So Kyle Shanahan was looking forward to Halloween, but his children have ruined it for him, Drapes.
Yeah, I get it. Kids ruin a lot of things, man. They ruin a lot of things. And so I miss those days, though, going around, them getting excited over getting Almond Joys, and I'm like, that's the worst candy in the history of candy bars, right?
In America.
Almond Joys, Mounds bars and things, and they got so excited though because it was chocolate and everything. And so I missed that, man. And now I'm on the road tonight. I don't even get the handout candy. Like in recent years, I was the candy hander outer.
Oh yeah,
I was yeah. And I used to hook kids up like, take whatever you want. I don't care. I give them handfuls of candy. Like that, that's how I was. So I'm missing that.
Yeah.
I think giving out pencils and erasers, man.
Cans of peas.
Box of raisins. Sun-made raisins. A little red box.
Those were the days, man.
We don't get many trick-or-treaters, and if we do, they're out of luck because we're shutting off the lights and we're shutting it down.
You're like that? No, no way,
Whitey. We don't get
Whitey said that yesterday, bro.
Whitey, you said that. You lucky I wasn't on yesterday. Come on, bro. If I was home, I would have the lights on. Don't you want to see the kids? You said you don't get many, but
yeah, we don't get too many in our neck of the woods.
Well, I mean, when you live in that gated community up on the hill, it's hard for them to get up there. You know what I mean? It's
his own brother won't come visit him, Drake.
That's right. Yeah,
your brother won't come visit you. Oh my gosh,
Halloween or otherwise. Anyway, Shannahan says he may have to have another child so that he can enjoy Halloween. He says once every 7 years I have the bye week at that time, and here he has the bye week, Halloween, and his kids are like, it ain't happening, Dad. So that's the life of a football coach, Kyle Shanahan.
Man,
and
he got it rough.
Yeah,
he got it
exactly,
rough, man.
Yeah.
It's like the one holiday he's off, and his kids don't want him hanging out. That's tough.
Now he's
go
ahead.
My son Nick is going out. Like he wasn't going to dress up, but now I guess he's going out and he's dressing up as a Kings basketball player. I'm like, bro, don't you wear that like every day to school? You know what I mean? It's like, ain't nothing special about it, but I'm glad he's still going out. I'm glad he's going out.
If you're going to go out, you got to at least make an effort. When you get, there is that kind of that in-between age where we've all been through it, where you get in your maybe early teens or 12. It depends on how you feel about it, but you start to feel like you're maybe a little too old. And some of those kids will come around and they'll just like wear like a hoodie or something. It's like, that's not a costume. You don't get any candy for that. You were here a half hour ago and you had the hood up and now the hood's down. That doesn't count. That is not candy worthy. Right?
But Whitey, you can't shame older kids though if they make the effort though, right?
That's not making the effort.
Okay.
You're wearing a hoodie? Right. Yeah.
Oh man, those
trick or treat. Nope, not this year.
And they got their hand out and everything.
Yeah.
Voice, deeper than yours and everything.
Yeah, and you got to be so careful because you get the little tiny kids, and it's like if you even, say boo or something, they
Yeah,
start
they go fall
crying.
apart,
So,
right?
yeah. So
Right,
like, okay,
right.
I'm gonna put this in your bag now, okay, where everything's fine.
Right.
And you gotta be careful because sometimes
How
the
you
parents.
doing? Wait, how you doing, Mr.
Here
Gleason?
you go. I'm gonna put this in your bag. All right, it's gonna make a little sound. It's
You
okay.
should.
Nothing to be scared of.
You
Ah,
should.
mommy. Yeah.
Oh, you should.
When's the last time you handed out some treats, man?
It's been a while.
Right, you talking all that?
Oh, man, come
They
on,
slipped out,
bro.
no sour punches or nothing.
Oh man, you know what's interesting about Halloween, man?
That is true, though.
Like-
you have to be careful.
As the kids get older, they actually start liking the same candy as you like. Like back in the day, they used to love candy corn and stuff I didn't like. Now my son's older, he's like, Dad, I love Kit Kats now. And I'm like, nah, bro, that was for me. Like all those years, they used to give me all the Kit Kats.
Right.
Now he like, Dad, I'll split it with you this year.
Yeah.
No, ain't no split, Jay.
Yeah.
The Kit Kats are Drapes. Those are mine. You can have whatever you want. M&Ms with the peanuts. You can have those Snickers bars, Reese's. I don't want nothing else but the Kit Kat.
Yes. Drapes, that's when you got to bust out the documentation. It's clearly stated right here. I have a Kit Kat rights.
Right. I don't ask for
perpetuity.
much.
Yeah.
Hey, you know about it, fellas. We don't ask for much as dads.
That's true, man.
We want the nice chair at the house, the big piece of chicken at dinner, and we want the Kit Kats at Halloween. And I can't even get that now, man. It's killing me, man.
Mhm.
It's killing me.
Who's to blame for all the
It's tough out here, man, being a dad. And we get socks and T-shirts for Christmas.
And
in
the
our
tie,
birthday.
man.
And a tie, right?
Yeah.
And
And you got to act
the
like
funny
you like
thing
it
is-
too.
I know. It's like my daughter got me this green tie with horses on it years ago, and I think I've worn it once. And I'm like, as a matter of fact, fellas, I was going to have her pick out my outfit the other day because, but then I realized whatever she picks out, I'm not going to like. So I didn't even ask her anymore. Like, I'm just done with it. I'm done bending over for these damn kids, man. Forget that.
Hello, is this Sacktown Sports Radio? Okay, thank you. I just wanted to call to say hello.
Hello and happy
Oh, my
Halloween.
gosh. Oh, my gosh.
All of a
That's
sudden,
funny.
we have an epidemic of young quarterbacks getting benched in the NFL. Who is to blame? We're back with that on Sacktown Sports.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
According to Dave Pells, most golfers don't allow for enough break on putts. During your next round, mark your scorecard whether you missed putts above the hole with an A or below the hole with a B. If you have more Bs, add more break until you have an equal number of A and B misses, and you'll make more putts. Ernie L. says bombing the driver on a par 5 might not always be the best strategy. Rather, you should get yourself to your ideal shot distance to the green. So if that's 120 yards, then for a 500-yard hole, you need shots of 200 and 180 yards. There are lots of ways to play a hole. Bobby Jones said a leading difficulty with the average player is that they totally misunderstand what is meant by concentration. They may think they're concentrating when they are merely worrying. Jones and all the great players knew that the game is played in the 6 inches between your ears. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
We were just talking about Joe Mazzulla's plan to bring back fighting. It's more of a wish than a plan to bring fighting back to the NBA. Drapes and Jay and I, we realize that's understand where he's coming from, but that's just not going to work. But we have this on the text line, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Matthew Henson says, why does fighting get a draw in the NHL? And then somebody else here didn't put their name on it, is asking, I myself love a good little scuffle in an NHL game. I kind of miss the days when players got chippy, or like when Doug Christie popped Rick Fox. Could just be me, but yeah. So I don't know. And that is both of those, actually, Matthew Henson. Drapes, why does fighting work in the NHL, but there's no place for it in the NBA?
Because I think, and I don't know if I'm right. This is just my opinion. I'm surmising. Like in hockey, when you fight, it's a mutual respect that once it's over, it's over. You know,
it's really part of the fabric of the game.
Yeah, it's the fabric of it.
Yeah.
You know, and there are dust ups in the NBA. I'm not saying get rid of like pushing and shoving or anything like that. I mean, Joe Mazzulla is, you know, the way he made it sound like, you know, he wants fighting. You know. Well, when you think about it, Whitey, even back in the old days, it wasn't like it was, you know, yeah, you know, we're going to let you fight. And, you know, guys got fined and stuff like that. We don't need to see millionaires throwing haymakers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I would like to see back in the NBA, and tell me if you agree with this or not, is like actual rivalries and a dislike for your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want the all buddy, you know, because it seems like it takes away from the competitiveness on the court. Like, I liked Magic and Bird hating each other. I liked Isaiah and Jordan not liking each other, because it seems like, you know, I liked the Heat and the Knicks back in the day not liking each other. Like, we need to bring that back, not necessarily to fighting, but you know what? I don't like you, and it's okay. And I'm trying to, you know, school you out on this court. Now it just seems like guys lose, and it's like, all right, great game, man. See you next time. And, you know, that cheapens it a little bit, as far as I'm concerned.
You've got a lot of guys who are more actually loyal to their shoe companies than their teams in some cases, but it does still continue here and there. I believe, Drapes, maybe you know more about this than I do, but Chet Holmgren, Victor Wembanyama, they do not like each other. They went at it last night. Holmgren got the better of that matchup, but there's two guys right there that they don't care for each other.
Yeah, and I don't know what it stems from, other than them being, you know, two great young players. Like, I don't know if it's any personal animosity, but when they match up, they go at each other. I mean, and I don't know if you had the chance to watch last night's game at all. Did you watch any bit of it?
I was watching baseball and the Warriors. I did not see any of that game.
Like, Chet Holmgren is a problem. Oh my God, he is so. And they just took Victor out of the game. I know Victor's, you know, dealing with some issues, health issues, like a sickness or something like that. But yeah, you're right. I mean, but that's the thing, Whitey. Growing up, you know, in my era, it was always Magic against Bird. Nowadays, there aren't any individual rivalries. Maybe Embiid and Jokic, but outside of that, it's like, I used to remember Kobe versus LeBron, D Wade versus Kobe Christmas Day. Like, you don't get those kind of like rivalries anymore where it's mano-y-mano. It's just, I don't know. I wish they would bring that back somehow.
Yeah, I think maybe the closest we have to that now is something like LeBron versus Steph, because they were against each other in the finals for so many years. But now they're like, yeah, they want to beat each other, but they're also like, so it's a mutual admiration society.
Yeah, they're like best buds. Yeah, like, you know, and so there's no like. I wonder. I need to look at this closely. Are there players who actually dislike other players? You know, is it? They were pointing out last night Knicks Heat game. And I think Jimmy Butler didn't say hi to Cat, you know, like Cat had to go over and be like, yo, what's up? Like that, that might be, you know, I need to see more of that though. Like, you know, we don't have to all get along and sing Kumbaya and everything like that. And so I think that would make the game a little more entertaining too.
De'Aaron Fox against Luka Doncic.
Is that one?
I don't know if Luka, how he feels about De'Aaron. I don't know if De'Aaron doesn't like Luka, but he wants to make a point of playing better than him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think, maybe. You might be right. De'Aaron Fox, John Morant is another one.
Mhm.
You know, De'Aaron Fox in any of the cards, there seems to be a little extra, from Fox against those guys. But
Sure.
I mean, I want to see, like LeBron, it's like he's friends with everybody. Like
Yeah.
him and KD are friends. Like I miss the old days of LeBron and Paul Pierce going at each other, things like that. You just don't see that anymore.
I'm bouncing over to the NFL for just a second because we're back to Jerry Reynolds' bottom of the hour. Big news this week in the NFL. Anthony Richardson, 22 years old, he's benched. And Sam Block had this list on Twitter. Anthony Richardson, 22, benched. Bryce Young, 23, benched, although he's playing again. Trey Lance, 24, benched. Justin Fields, 25, benched. Will Levis, 25, benched. Zach Wilson, 25, benched. Mac Jones, 26, benched. Kenny Pickett, 26, benched. And Sam Block says the NFL has a quarterback development problem. And a lot of pundits now are criticizing the Colts, saying, he's a young quarterback. You got to play him. So who's to blame for this problem the NFL has of all these young quarterbacks who are not developing or who are underperforming? I think it's the teams for overdrafting some of these guys and placing unrealistic expectations on them when they started, expectations that they clearly are not going to meet early on unless everything falls into place. And then you're looking at, oh my goodness, how do we save face? I think teams just tend to overdraft young quarterbacks, and they put too much money and equity in a young guy who's unproven, and it's a dangerous way to approach the draft.
Well, I mean, I think it's multi-layered. I look at, especially some of the young quarterbacks coming out now. We talk about the Trey Lance draft class. Those guys, and the year after that, COVID messed them up.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you talk about development. A lot of these guys didn't have 2 or 3 full years. And, and the draft still went on. Teams were still looking for quarterbacks. So you had a small sample size, small tape to judge these guys on. And then 2, there isn't any quarterback development because these guys don't even get time to develop. They come in, they're anointed as the starter from the jump. And so, and most of the time they're going to teams that aren't even, good, don't have great offensive line, don't have great weapons, receiver and everything. And you're asking a young kid to adjust to the NFL game. And I would also say college and NFL, the offenses are different now. Like it's not the same. And so I think, it's the team. I'm going to throw COVID in there. It's the league. And I wish, sort of like the Packers did with Jordan Love, like it's okay to let a guy develop.
Well, they don't do that. Teams do not do that anymore. They may need to get back to that, Drapes, to your point.
It is. I look at the Patriots and Drake May. Like the Patriots, I don't care what rookie quarterback you put in that system, they're going to struggle. You know what I mean? Because they don't have the talent surrounding it. The offensive line banged up, not good. They don't have wide receivers. Their running game is a little suspect. And so why not? That's why I was okay with Gerard Mayo, starting Jacoby Brissett right from the get-go. Why throw your quarterback in to get pummeled? And you look at what happened in Carolina with Bryce Young. That's not a good team. That team's not ready to win anything. They're looking for Bryce Young to come in and be a savior. Why don't you build up the team first, then throw him out there? And so it's multi-layered. It's a development problem. It's not allowing these guys the time to develop. But let's be honest, Whitey, our society now is so quick to label a player a bust or to that, back in the day, used to get 2, 3, 4 years. Now, if you don't show it year 1, look at Bryce Young. Dude ain't even make it halfway through year 2, Whitey.
Yeah, I know.
And they're calling this guy a bust. And I'm like, look at his team. His team is garbage. What do you expect?
Yeah.
And so I think it's mostly on the team. Like you said, I think it's mostly on the team, man.
Yeah, it used to be very rare for a guy to come in and start right away. There have been a few here and there. Jim Plunkett, Archie Manning didn't go well. Peyton Manning, he took his lumps. Troy Aikman.
Yes.
But then about 2011, 2012, we had Russ and we had Andrew Luck and we had RG3, and they all stepped in and started playing great, and they were impactful players from the get-go. And I think maybe the decision makers started to think, all right, I guess it's easier now because the rules have changed, but I still think maybe that's the guy who can do that is the exception rather than the rule. And to me, that's a great point you raise, is that it depends also on the team. There are certain teams with whom no rookie quarterback should ever be allowed to take the field.
and here's the thing. Whitey, you talk about, who'd you say? RG3? Was it? You said Russ.
Luck and Russ, yeah.
Well, look at Andrew Luck. He took over for Peyton Manning. That Colts team was already decent.
Right.
They were good. You could step in. You look at Russell Wilson. Like, that Seahawks team they were pretty good back then, you know? And so, to your point, like, I look at Trevor Lawrence, and I'm still a big Trevor Lawrence, but they ain't got nothing down there in Jacksonville. I look at RG3 at the time. Like, that line was, not good at all. He took too many hits.
Yeah.
And so, and I would like these guys to sit 2-3 years, sort of like the Packers have done. Packers and how they've been able to, develop quarterbacks from Favre to Rodgers, now to Love. Like, those guys, even Favre, Magic Man, Don Mikowski was the quarterback at first. Then Favre came in, obviously, from Atlanta. And so I just think, we got to give these quarterbacks some time. And like a guy like Bryce Young, guy like Anthony Richardson, like I need these guys to get more time to develop. And then also, who's the veteran ahead of them that they're learning from? Like, I don't even know who was the starter down there in Carolina before Bryce Young got there. Like,
I think it was Sam Darnold.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And so I think teams have failed these players, honestly, is what I think.
Yeah, you got to be really careful. That's a great point you raised. Look at C.J. Stroud. That was a pretty sturdy unit that he was playing in front of and behind. So, yeah, I would rarely draft a quarterback that high anyway, because it's so, it's such a crapshoot. But if I did, I'd be really careful about who I put him on the field with in his first year. Jerry Reynolds is going to join us when we come back. Kings icon. How does he think the Kings defense is coming along? We'll find out next. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento State football is back at home this Saturday. Join us for Salute to Heroes Night and check out some high-flying action between your Sacramento State Hornets and the Portland State Vikings. And after the game, stick around for the post-game fireworks show. It's this Saturday, November 2nd at Hornet Stadium. 6 o'clock game time between Sacramento State and Portland State. Tickets on sale now at hornetsports.com. We'll see you there, and Stingers up.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right. Sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. And participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills that features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. all made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just because it's October does not mean we can't barbecue outside. Visit California Backyard now for your best selection of grills and Napoleon Grills accessories.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota.
Let's go!
And go apple picking. Go to a football game. Go ghost hunting. Or not. This fall, get a low lease on the sporty 2024 Corolla, adventure-ready RAV4 Hybrid, rugged Tacoma, and even the new all-hybrid 2025 Camry.
Grab the keys, come on, let's go!
Toyota, let's go places. Offer available to TFS providers with premium rated credit until 11/4/24.
Carmichael Dave here from my good friends at American Energy. Cool weather, if not cold weather, is in our future. You know that. It'll eventually get there, and American Energy wants to make sure your system is operating safely and properly. So now is the time to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection. That's regularly $119, but includes a full safety and duct inspection. And if your system's over 10 years old, it's free. The tune-up is on American Energy. Give them a call right now. They're offering $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, that's half off the price of a new unit. American Energy been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You can check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote. That's theaeway.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
We've got Kyle Draper in Atlanta with the Kings. Kings taking on the Hawks tomorrow night, and right now nice enough to join us as he does every week during the NBA season. And we're thrilled about that. All-time Kings icon. Where do you start, Jay? When you tell people about Jerry Reynolds, where do you start? Coach, broadcaster?
I just always say legend.
GM?
I let them figure out the rest of it.
That's it. That says it. That says it all. Jerry Reynolds with us. Jerry,
handing out candy too, unlike Mr. Gleason probably.
Wait, Jerry, are you passing out candy tonight on Halloween?
I will not be doing that. Mrs. Reynolds does that because a couple things. I'm a longtime diabetic, and I crave candy, and I wouldn't give any of it away. So
that would not be good.
Pushes me to the said go back and we'll find something to watch and stay out of the way, and so it works good.
It's a good system. Yeah,
good system.
How about DeMar fitting in with the offense? How is that working out so far?
Well, I think terrific. You know, I just love his game. You know, now seems like they're getting more comfortable finding them with some post ups and little mid range stuff. I mean, the guy obviously is just a big time scorer, but can do it without being too hungry. And he's everything you would hoped, I think, and it's fit in beautifully.
Hey, Jerry, the record stands at 2-2. To think how you've played through all four games as a whole, how do you think they've looked so far?
Well, I think the starters have looked pretty good. The bench has been really disappointing to me. I don't know how you'd feel, but I mean, there's reasons for it. Trey Lyles just hadn't been himself yet, and they're a pretty thin bench. So that, to me, that's been maybe an issue that maybe has cost them a game here or there. I mean, the starters, it's pretty tough for Coach Brown. I mean, he really does need to play him 37, 40 minutes. And, you'd hope that gets worked out a little bit. But, really surprised with Herter's play. I mean, gosh, just to come in with no preseason or anything, and he looks like a red velvet from a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and Jer, it also seems to me anyway that Kevin Herter, in addition to shooting the ball well again, he's playing about as well-rounded a game as we've seen him play in terms of getting into the passing lanes and even rebounding a little bit.
Yeah, to me, he's always been a surprisingly good rebounder, and and I think, I think Coach Brown has really done a nice job. He's gotten everybody really active. I mean, the defense, they're getting hands on balls, steals. De'Aaron is really creating some problems defensively. So they're, like I say, the starting unit seems pretty darn good to me.
Jerry, you know what it's like to be a coach. You've been there before. You know, Mike Brown is still trying to figure out the rotations. He didn't play Keon Ellis against the Lakers on Saturday. Can you just speak to, the challenges a coach may have trying to find minutes? And looks like Mike has found minutes for Keon ever since then. What did you make of all that?
Yeah, I just always kind of wondered a little bit, and I would support Coach Brown regardless, but it may have been a little you never know with the coaches, and I've done it, and I know every coach has done it. Sometimes it may be a little issue that a learning moment might be involved. You never know. Not that he didn't play. I mean, it's not like a coach wants to talk about that, but I think with Keon, he's a terrific role player, but it's a role, and so maybe it's just say, Keon, you're going to have to adjust to this different role a little different, which certainly the other night he did, and so anyway, yeah, it's there's 240 minutes, and you can't, basically it's not Little League. Everybody doesn't get to play 3 innings. So you got to play your best players where you can. And then guys that are 6th, 7th, 8th men, they've got to find a niche and settle into it and find a way to be valuable.
Mm-hmm. Jerry, I know that you've been saying for at least the last couple of years that you'd like to see the Kings playing more zone. They played some zone against the Jazz, and Luke Laux apparently has put some wrinkles in terms of more pressure on the ball. But have you seen anything that you can comment on one way or the other so far on the way the Kings are defending in terms of playing the zone?
Well, I do think it's a work in progress. I mean, I think I don't think it's a finished product by any stretch because they're definitely giving up too many open threes. But I like it. I mean, I think it's a good tempo change, and I just want to hope they stay with it. And like you say, once the zone really is, the guy's got to get comfortable in it, got to know the rules, and that may take a little time before you see the finished product. But I think it makes perfect sense. You just can't go out there and not show teams some different looks during the course of a game.
Hey, Jerry, when I look at the Kings this year, their 3-point numbers are down in terms of attempts. And obviously that's because of the addition of DeMar DeRozan. We knew that might go down. When you look at the 3-ball in today's NBA, do you have to be among the league leaders in attempts? It seems like the motto now is let it fly, get them up as many as you can. Is there still room for a team not to be 3-point oriented in today's NBA?
Well, I think you've got to shoot threes, but I mean, to me, if you're getting 30 good 3-point shots, that should be plenty. If you're hitting a percentage of them, I think the key is make sure they're good shots. But you can win with high percentage, twos mixed in there and getting to the line. And I think that's always been the part that's been missed a little bit when you're putting up 53s and not getting to the line and maybe not hitting your threes. That is the big problem. But you got, and I don't know quite why this team isn't making their threes or not shooting as many, but got some good shooters. I think that'll come around. I mean, there's, with Fox and Keegan, I mean, they're going to make those shots.
Mm-hmm. Jerry, I'm not sure. I was asking Kyle about this earlier. There's something I'm seeing offensively, and I'm not sure if it's actually there or if I'm projecting, but it seems to me, well, we knew that DeRozan was going to take some of the shots, that shot distribution would be affected. But it looks to me like Domas and maybe even Herter, they're taking fewer shots, but they're getting better shots. Is that part of what's going on here with DeMar DeRozan as part of the offense?
I think it is. I mean, he draws a lot of attention, and he's good off the bounce. So really, help defense usually gets involved, and that opens up some opportunities. And as you said, especially Domas. I don't know how he could be any more productive.
I know.
My God, that's a guy just remarkable. I mean, I don't know that you want to count on 25 points a game from him. I don't think he'd even want to do that. But anyway, yeah, I think DeRozan has created. You got two guys with DeRozan and Fox in particular that are going to basically draw help about every time they have the ball, and that creates some open opportunities.
The great Jerry Reynolds joining us. Jerry, it's happening around the league. I'm looking at a team like Denver that's scuffling a little bit. Then I look at OKC that's rolling over everybody. When will we get a good idea? Is there a certain mark in the season, 20 games, 15 games, 30 games, where teams settle into who they actually are?
I think at 10 you'll get a little bit of an idea, but probably at the 20-game mark you'll know who you are. Not to say the injuries can't change everything. We all know that, but I think with especially more or less veteran teams that have been together a couple of years, like the Kings, like Oklahoma City, Dallas, pretty much, you'll get a pretty good idea. And I agree with you on Denver. They're just not quite the same team. They don't have the depth that they had, and they've lost some key guys that haven't been replaced. Doesn't mean it won't be good, but it's hard to see them as a contender.
Mm-hmm. Jerry, as a longtime coach, how nice is it for you? How gratifying is it to see the Kings getting to the free throw line and actually making free throws this year?
Yeah, that's an interesting concept, isn't it? Instead of watching the other team do it, you get to do it yourself. That's nice. And I mean, I'm not particularly surprised because DeRozan's been doing that forever. But it probably helps the team in not just what he does, but it's helping some other guys. But they're called free throws and they're 3 points supposedly. They just haven't been last year as much as they should have been.
Right.
Yeah. Jerry Reynolds joining us. Jerry, you mentioned the bench. What about the front court? We've seen them try to go. I don't think it's worked that well so far. I mean, if this team is really going to challenge in the West, does a move need to be made? Do we need some bigger bodies?
I sure think so, Kyle. I mean, I'm not, I'd love them to win however they need to, but it just seems like they're too small. Now, of course, for me, I probably like yourself, I wanted to see Orlando Robinson just to see what he could. It's not his fault, of course, but maybe he could provide some of what they need. But we just don't know, and I think it's going to be tough. I wouldn't mind seeing them experiment a little bit with Lynn and maybe Domas at times, because Domas can make the three now, and he's certainly more comfortable shooting a little bit of a perimeter shot, especially that corner shot. I think you might get by with that to some degree, but I don't think it really solves the major problem. I think this team could use another big, lively body.
Jerry, we'll let you go on this one, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but it is Halloween, so it was on this date, 2009, 14 years ago today, and I was at a wedding somewhere, so I didn't see this game, so I'm not sure you were there. I assume you were. The day against the Spurs when Manu Ginobili grabbed a bat that flew onto the court during the game in San Antonio. Do you recall that wonderful moment?
I sure do. I was there. Yeah. I was there on the front row. Back in those days, with broadcast teams, got to be on the front row, Kyle.
The good old days. The good old days.
But, Manu, of course, didn't surprise anybody. Great hands, good defender, and took the bat out of the air. Knocked the bat out of there. That was something. And I guess he had to get tetanus shots and everything after that. If he'd have known that, he might have let the bat go.
Yeah, but, yeah. You weren't on the table trying to swat it down yourself?
I was not. I was kind of hoping Grant would step up big and go after it, but I didn't notice that either. There wasn't a lot of courage showing there on the desk, I can tell you.
Well, happy Halloween. We appreciate it as always. We'll talk to you soon, Jerry. Thank you.
Talk to you soon, guys. Enjoy the show as always.
Thank you,
Take care.
Jerry.
All right, now.
Yeah. How about that when the broadcasters were right there on the floor?
I tell you what, we're in Atlanta. Tomorrow's game, it's almost the worst in the league because like the fans are like, you're up on the concourse level. The fans are like walking behind you as you're. I mean, it's and there's no bathroom, so you gotta halftime. My guy Dominique, and I'm gonna get Dominique's number because we're gonna have him on the show this season. Dominique sits like 3 steps down from me, and usually at halftime, he'll be like, all right, Kyle, let's run to the bathroom. He gets a police escort to a private bathroom. So I usually tag along with him. That's Dominique, man.
That is something.
And let me ask you this too, fellas, real quick here. I'm going to buy a Hawks Dominique jersey and get it signed. I got to, right?
Yes.
That's Dominique.
Yeah, sure.
I got to do that. I'm going to be a fan with Dominique tomorrow. I'm going to ask him to sign it for me tomorrow.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We'd be ashamed of you if you didn't do that. Yeah.
I'll bring it back next week. I'll bring it back.
Yeah. Speaking of Halloween, I'm wondering if you and Jay are ready for a Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz.
Ooh, a little early. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. We got that coming up. Also got a chance for you to win ludicrous tickets coming up with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC part solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
When you're hiring, ZipRecruiter's technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. What if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's 4th and goal. The pressure's on. The home team needs this to win it. No matter what you're up against, it's always a win at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Special finance options and trade-in offers make it easier than ever to upgrade your ride. Because at Stockton Honda, we believe everyone deserves a winning deal.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's L1 report.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Don't let cold season make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution for nasal congestion, Navage. Navage uses gentle suction to flush out your sinuses with refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all winter long. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at select Costco locations in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better fast. Check out Navage at your local Costco today. Navage, Navage. Breathe easy.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Taking you up to Thursday night football. Got the Jets and the Texans, so we'll be making our pigskin pickles. Kyle, do you have any idea why the Jets are favored again tonight? The Jets are, I think they're 2-point favorites. This is the second time in the last couple of weeks I think the Jets have been favored. What is going on?
I don't know. I was going to say all those New Yorkers putting their money on the Jets, but they aren't optimistic, or they're not an optimistic fan base. Like you would think they'd put their money on Houston. I have no idea why they're favored tonight.
Thursday night at home.
That's as our guy Ramsey points out.
Yeah.
The Jets are home, so that's worth something. But I mean, they're terrible, right?
Yeah,
so
two teams.
You're taking the Texans, huh? I see where you're going.
We'll see. We haven't done that yet, Jay.
Oh, okay. I'm just reading the tea leaves.
I think you're reading them correctly so far. It's time now for Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz for October 31st. Halloween. It's Drapes against Jay.
Yeah.
As we look back at things that happened on this date in what year? Everything based on things that happened on this date or things related to things that happened on this date. So who's up first? Do you guys know?
That'd be me.
Jay got it.
All right, Jay.
They ain't no thinking about it. There's no need to think about
This
it.
date, what year one? This date, what year two? 1988. We have 1994, 1997, and 2019. Jay, where would you like to begin?
On 1994.
1994.
Moises Alou. Well, nah, he ain't playing no. Well, he might have played. He playing the championship. Yeah, he did, but not.
Yeah, he was on the Expos.
He was on the Expos. Yeah,
that was a good team.
It was, but they didn't have no World Series.
Has nothing to do with the question, but you're right. I'd give you a bonus point for that if
Thank
I could.
you. Thank you.
Venus Williams, this date 1994, makes her professional debut with a victory.
Ooh.
At what age?
I want to say she was.
At what age? I think it was Bank of the West in Oakland.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was California, right?
Yes,
yeah. Hold on, I'm doing a little calculation real quick.
Yeah.
2024.
Come on, Jay.
She was
Shot clock winding down.
15.
15, and what do you say, Drapes?
Venus was, Jay said 15.
Yeah.
14.
14 is correct.
I was one of them. 14, 15.
Got him.
I was sitting there. I just saw the movie not too long ago about Pops, and I'm like, was she 14 or 15?
That was a really good guess.
Yeah, when you said
were right there.
when you was like, oh, you didn't get it, I was like, oh, it's 14. I was hoping Drake went 16.
Drapes, you have the lead, and you're up. This date, what year one? This date, what year two? 1988, 1997, 2019. You'll be happy to know we do have some NBA stuff in here, but you'll get to that. We'll get to that at some point. Where do you want to go, Drapes?
2019.
2019. Joel Embiid is suspended 2 games for getting into an altercation with who? Hassan Whiteside, Karl Anthony Towns, Yusuf Nurkic. This date, 2019, Joel Embiid suspended 2 games. Getting into an altercation with who? Hassan Whiteside, Karl Anthony Towns, Yusuf Nurkic.
I'm going to say.
We're just talking about fighting in the NBA. I don't need to bring it
Yeah,
back.
this is a tough one. I don't remember this. I'm going to go Karl Anthony Towns.
Correct. Drapes
Jay, you on the ropes, big dog.
Can't get into it. Anybody should be memorable.
2-0, Drapes. Jay, you're up. This day, what year one? 2, 1988, 1997.
This year one.
This day, what year one?
Option 1.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Earl Lloyd, known as Big Cat, becomes the first African American to play a game in the NBA.
Yeah.
This date, what year? Big Cat. I think he scored 6 points for the Washington Capitals, if I'm not mistaken. Big Cat. NBA debut.
Just read something about this too.
Jay has all these things in
Come
there.
on,
but
Jay.
Hey man, slow down. You in Atlanta, baby. You ain't got nothing. Hey,
It's
things
dark
happen
outside
at night,
here
man. Well,
already,
come
bro.
on now. It doesn't matter. Atlanta's a 24-hour city, baby. You got time tonight. I'm going 19.
We do need a year.
Yeah. Slow down.
No, speed up.
48.
1948. Drapes?
That's a great guess, Jay.
Big Cat becomes the first African American to play a game in the NBA this date. What year? Jay says 1948. Drapes says
1947.
1950.
50.
Oh,
53. I was going to say
off.
53 too.
Yeah.
It's off. Good one, Jay. I should have known that.
Jay Mountain the comeback. He's down 2-1.
I'm off the ropes a little bit, baby.
Yeah.
Give me the smell of salt.
This date, what year? 1988, 1997. Drapes.
This date, what year, too?
Alex Rodriguez hits a fly ball down the right field line at Citizens Bank Ballpark.
Okay.
That becomes the first play ever officially reviewed by instant replay in World Series history. This date, what year?
I'm going to say 2000. Oh, shoot.
I think they ruled it a ground rule double. They reviewed it, said, no, that is a home run.
HR.
Yeah.
So I came then 2009.
It's got it.
Yeah.
He's got it.
Last championship. Last
I had to remember what year it was exactly.
I got to get these two right.
You got to get these two right, Jay. 1988, 1997. Well done, Drapes. What do you think, Jay?
Going 20. What was the last
1988,
one?
1997.
Oh, 97.
1997.
Yeah, 1997. Maurice Taylor.
This date, 1997. 3 future NBA Hall of Famers make their debuts on the same day in different games.
Okay.
Tim Duncan.
Yep.
Chauncey Billups.
Yep.
And who? Ray Allen, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter.
Who? Man, you put 2 in there. You're cheating.
1997. 3 future NBA Hall of Famers make their debuts. Tim Duncan, Chauncey Billups, and who? Ray Allen, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter.
It's not Ray Allen because he came before.
Jay needs this one.
I'm going. Dang. The last 2 you threw me. I'm going Sacramento, baby. Let's go with Vince.
I'm sorry, that's not correct. Yeah, you don't need it, Drapes, but do you want to take a guess?
You already got it.
Yeah. You have the woman. You want to guess on that one, Drapes?
What was the question again? What year? I'm sorry.
It's all right.
97.
Drapes is the winner.
Tracy McGrady.
That's correct. It is Tracy McGrady. Yeah. That was like the 96, 97, 98 were those draft classes.
Yeah, but I knew Ray was 96 because he's an Iverson
Ray
guy.
Allen.
Yeah, that's an Iverson guy.
Ray.
Yeah.
Well done, Kyle Draper, with a big road win from Atlanta. Well done.
Thank you. I don't know if you're looking at the YouTube, but your boy is doing a celebration dance.
I was literally one off on everything today.
You were right there, and you knew it. That's why your head, you were right there on all of it. Drapes with the win.
He cheated. Yeah. Can I get the review? Hey, Ryan got his first review. Let me get my first review.
Nah, come on, man. These were all in my wheelhouse. He had a Phillies World Series question.
Yeah, I know. That was in Philadelphia. That was, You got it, though. When we come back, how scary is the West? And we'll talk about what Jerry thinks the Kings should look at next. Sacktown Sports.
My whole identity had been wrapped up in being a soldier. To have that so violently ripped from me when I was wounded, I was lost for a very long time. When Wounded Warrior Project came into my life, being around the other warriors, people that had similar experiences that I did, it was a game changer for me. Having King join the group, that was the beginning of a really good friendship. It's a good time.
I first heard about Wounded Warrior Project through CQ. And at first I was kind of like, I don't know if I qualify. But having been a part of it, it's kind of taught me that it's not just the wounds that you can see, but it's those that you can't.
When you do something like a peer support group with Wounded Warrior Project and come together from different walks of life, man, the growth is incredible. If not for Wounded Warrior Project, I really don't think that I'd be here today.
See how we help warriors combat stigma at woundedwarriorproject.org/combat stigma.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Despite having no experience, Gavin Newsom made Jessica Morse his, quote, wildfire specialist. The result? Under Newsom and Morse, insurance rates and utility bills skyrocketed. Millions of dollars were slashed from the state's fire prevention budget, and they were even caught lying about their record, while millions of acres burned and families lost their homes. Now Gavin has chosen Jessica Morse again, this time to run for Congress. We have a better choice. Kevin Kiley. As our congressman, Kevin Kiley has worked across party lines to secure millions for wildfire protection and expand water supplies. And Kevin Kiley's bill to protect Lake Tahoe will bring up to $415 million home to our district to reduce the threat of fires and restore the ecosystem of the lake, delivering results and making a difference. Let's keep Kevin Kiley working for us.
I'm Kevin Kiley. I approve this message. Paid for by Kevin Kiley for Congress.
Model year-end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year-end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Happy Halloween. Drapes, Jay, did you guys see what Pascal Siakam did for Halloween? Did you see the video he posted?
I did not.
It's incredible. He took the the Hey Ya video, Outcast, and then Pascal Siakam, he made a video where he is dressed up like all the characters Andre 3000 is. And it's incredible.
No way, really?
Yeah, and at first I saw it and
out.
I didn't even realize it was Pascal Siakam. I was like, this is a different version of it, but it's the Hey Ya. I was like, oh man, that's Pascal Siakam.
I ain't see that.
It was
I gotta look that up. I gotta look that up.
Yeah. And Jay, you may be right about this shirt because there are people saying, hey, are you selling those shirts?
I told you. I purchased one. Oh, you getting up there? I'd purchase one or two for you.
I'm gonna see if I can, get on Drapes T-shirt website and start selling these.
Do that,
dude. We should create our own the Drive Guys T-shirt website. Jay, you could get in on this.
That would
City
be
of
awesome.
Trees, big fella. City
That would
of
be
Trees.
awesome. Yeah, that would be incredible.
I like that shirt, man. And I actually like the color, even though it looks like the Pirates.
Yeah,
I'm digging that.
Steelers a little bit. Yeah. All right. Before we get into how scary the West is, Drapes, I know that when we talked to the great Jerry Reynolds, he suggested something for the second week in a row that I don't think you're an especially big fan of, but that's why we're talking about it. The whole idea of maybe as a Kings struggle here with some size off the bench, maybe you see a little Alex Lynn with Domas, the way Domas shooting the three ball. Are you any more open to it than you were?
Jerry Reynolds is my guy. I like Jerry Reynolds. We got an event coming up in a couple of weeks we're doing together.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah.
Kings
Can you speak on it or no?
November 14th. Your boy's already taken that day off. Have I taken that day off? Yeah, I'm off that day, actually. I've taken that day off. And so I respect Jerry. I respect his basketball mind. I respect everything he's done for Sacramento and the community. But he's way off base with this. Like come on, Jerry. Like, maybe O-Rob. I got to see O-Rob. Can he stretch the floor? Something like that. But I just don't like that pairing right now. And I know Domas is starting to shoot a few more threes and everything like that, but it's still not there. It's still not quite there.
But the larger issue is, I think you guys agreed that the Kings are probably going to have to do something to upgrade the bench, right? Fair enough. That's kind of where the reality is as far as we see it right now.
Yeah, I think so. Or do we wait till Rob gets healthy?
Yeah,
you know what
I mean, you can wait, but yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, something, whether it's O-Rob going out and getting somebody, a trade at some point this season, I feel like they're going to have to upgrade that bench. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, that seems likely. There always is the chance O-Rob comes back and fills some of that void. Somebody starts doing something that they haven't been doing yet, so that picture can change, but that's the way it looks as of right now. On this Halloween, Drapes, as you look at the rest of the Western Conference, is there anything that scares you? OKC, that is a scary team right now, especially defensively, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they are shutting teams down right now.
Yeah, they're much better than I expected. I mean, I knew they'd be good. We knew they would be good, but the force at which they're playing with, on both ends of the floor, it's like they seem hungry. They seem like they want it. They got guys, playing defense that, I knew Case and Wild. I knew some of the guys could play, but Lou throwing people in the torture chamber and everything. It's and they're fun to watch too, Whitey. It's not like they're a mid-90s basketball team.
They're not ground and
slowing
pound,
things down. Yeah, they're not a grit and grind team. They like to get up and run. They have fun with it. You talk about a league pass team of the year, like they are must-watch TV. Like I watched them last night against San Antonio, and just they can shoot the rock. They defend well. They got size and length, and they don't even have Isaiah Hartenstein yet. Like they're a complete team right now, man.
Yeah, and they took, not to pick on Josh Giddey, but they take the guy that other teams were targeting, teams offensively. You take him out and replace him with Caruso, who is an excellent defender. I mean, that alone improves your defense by leaps and bounds and really helps set the tone for him. You mentioned watching the game last night on TV. I don't know if you saw the Drapes. We're talking nationally, not you guys at all, but nationally, Jay found a story where the NBA ratings, they've been down year to year. Do you have any idea why that is? We talked yesterday about how you don't have Wemby this year. Last year, everyone wanted to see Wemby. Everybody wanted to see Wemby. The World Series had been doing very well, and they were up against that. But do you have any idea why so far? It's very early, but the NBA TV ratings have been a little underperforming?
Yeah, I two things. One, I saw the article about ESPN's ratings being down, but when you look at the matchup that night, I believe were the Sixers the second matchup or something? Like they didn't have no Paul George, no Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
So one, you got star players out early.
Yeah.
And two, we have devalued the regular season so much that it's like, we hear players say, "Oh, it's just one of 82," and I'm for the playoffs, load management. It matters what you do in the postseason. We've devalued it so much. Whereas you guys know in the NFL, every week is extremely important, and that's why I hope the NFL doesn't keep stretching out these games, 18-game season or something like that. Like, because then you start devaluing that a little bit more. I think the NBA, man, has a problem where the narrative surrounding their games needs to be more focused on how important they are, whether it's marketing or talking to the media partners or whatever, having the players actually play. There are a lot of big names that aren't even playing right now. And so it's hard to get into right now.
Yeah, that's a great point. We hadn't mentioned that one. You also have, the NBA clearly being aware of this, which is why they introduced the in-season tournament, right? Because they know well, it's a time of year when people aren't as interested. So they at least are trying to address that. I'm really curious to see, last year, the in-season tournament, a lot of people paid attention to it. There's a lot of curiosity. I have no idea what the answer is, but I wonder if it'll be as popular this year, or if people will say, been there, done that. I wasn't that interested.
Yeah, I think, it was a novelty last year, right? Something new. And so, but the players seem to, go at it a little harder. I mean, I think, watching what LeBron and the Lakers did, like they made it an emphasis, even us watching Sacramento having a chance to possibly go to Vegas. If we would have beat the Pelicans, that was a big game. And so the courts are coming back with a little tweak, but the funky courts are coming back. And so I'll be watching. I think maybe the first ones aren't going to be as hype, but if your team has a chance to go to Vegas and they need a win against, the Warriors or whoever, I think, fans will tune in.
Yeah.
It's just hard now, man, too. It's like the NFL is the one product that is just Teflon proof, like they won't be affected, but everything else, NBA, you're vying for eyeballs, competing for eyeballs, and it's hard, man. There's so many options out there right now.
That's why I was shocked, Drapes. We talked about this yesterday, but I was shocked to see that Monday night, the World Series outdrew Monday Night Football, and it was really close. And it was the Giants and the Steelers, but Fox says on all their platforms the World Series outdrew the Monday Night Football, and it was like 13.6 million to 13.4 or something. But baseball actually won. I couldn't believe it.
Right, and you know why that is. So why do you have the two big teams?
Yeah,
the two biggest teams out there, and you talk to people all the time. They say they want parity, but at the end of the day, we want our brightest stars playing on the biggest of stages. And in baseball, we saw it last year. Nobody wanted to see Arizona. You know what I mean? Like those are. It's a. I don't want to say a small market team, but compared to LA and New York, like these are the two biggest markets with the two biggest stars, and so this was tailor made for a box office boom. Unfortunately, the games haven't lived up to it, but I can see why. And that was a garbage matchup too on Monday Night Football. Giants ain't got no national following, and the Steelers ain't the same. Like the Steelers just aren't the same anymore. And so that I'm not surprised by that.
I was, it's a great point. It still stunned me because I don't remember the last time I saw that. Drapes coming to us from Atlanta, and by the way, Atlanta's biggest two-stepper, Ludacris. He'll be in Wheatland next Saturday, bumping the hits you know and love. All you have to do is hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now. We're looking for caller number. What do you think, Drapes?
Let's go 3, Allen Iverson, baby.
Nice. Caller number 3 to score that pair of tickets to check out Ludacris at Hard Rock Live November 9th, courtesy of Live Nation. We'll be back with a look at the scary, scary NBA West, and we got our Thursday Night Pigskin Pickles coming up as we wrap up the Drive Guys next. Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento State football this Saturday at 6 versus Portland State. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM. or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just because it's October does not mean we can't barbecue outside. Visit California Backyard now for your best selection of grills and Napoleon Grills accessories.
Plays here.
Headed left, goes right, steps back, launches the three. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings. Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Drapes, here you go. Eric Stoneburner in the Chateau. I would buy a Drive Guys t-shirt. Campy says, Eric, I would too. So, I mean, these things, we don't even have them yet, and they're selling like hotcakes.
How about this, Whitey? I'll get something designed up. I got a crew that can design things up for us. I'll get them to make something.
All right. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I maybe slide you a few ideas and design?
Yeah. Slide me what you got, and I'll submit it to them. They basically, take what we have and add their touches to it, But I definitely could get some ordered for us.
You got some t-shirt people, huh?
Yeah. I got a company, man, I work with.
Yeah.
I got the Drapes Guy shirts out there. I'm
Nice.
going to start putting them back out there.
And how much are those? How much are the Drive Guy shirts going to be probably?
I don't know. What do you think? $14.99? You want to?
I was thinking $44.99.
You trying to retire off t-shirts? Come on, man.
Big chips.
We're the Stefan Marbury's of t-shirts. You know how Marbury came out with his $25 sneakers? That's how we are with t-shirts.
Okay.
That's what we're doing.
See, I was thinking we should do it. I don't even know if this is possible, but do it like cards where you have some of the shirts are very common, but there's a few of them. Ooh, there's a few of them that
rare.
But I don't even know if you can do that.
Of course you can.
I could for sure. We gotta get Jay involved too.
Yes.
Jay, you want a City of Trees shirt, Jay?
Oh, of course. It's nothing. We breathe in oxygen where I come from, man. Y'all can do the farm to fork stuff.
You got to eat too, though, Jay. You do have to eat too.
You can eat leaves. Be a herbivore.
Jay, let's turn it over to you here because we do have. Are you good with the ludicrous?
Yeah, I'm great.
All right, thanks. You got that. Yeah, Jay has to do so many things. Turn it over to Jay here as we get ready for our pigskin pickles for tonight.
Yeah, as we know, came on off the Kyle Draper loss last week. We have to start talking about t-shirts. We got to start coming up with some of these punishments.
I owe a couple myself.
Yeah, you owe two. I owe one, and Drapes owes one.
Yeah.
So we're four back. Yeah, with that being said.
So what are the final numbers? Do you have them? Because
I do. Let me grab that from you.
Huge week.
I can get that for you. Give me 20 seconds.
All right. Jay's going to check that out as we get ready to make our predictions. By the way, Drapes, the Jets are wearing their all black uniforms tonight, even black helmets. That's the thing now. Arizona has black helmets. The Colts have black helmets they bring out every so often. So it's now teams either wear we got our white helmets. Oh, look out, we got our black helmets. Doesn't work for every team, though.
No, it ain't going to change the people inside those uniforms. It's not going to matter, right?
That's a good point. What do we got, Jay?
All right, fellas. We have last week. We'll start with the bottom of the totem pole, which was our guest picker, Imran Palati. Working on another guest one here this week.
Imran had such a bad week, he's not even in town.
Yeah, he's out, man. He's in New Orleans right now. He finished with 9 as he picked the Steelers off the show. So he finished with 9. So he's setting the bar. He's setting it pretty high, too, for our guest pickers.
Good.
Whitey, Drapes, you came in. You took the Giants, which kept you at 8. Whitey, you took the Steelers, which pushed you to 11. 11 on the week, 10 games picked.
And that wasn't good enough.
It wasn't good enough. I finished the week last week with 13.
Woo!
As I took the Steelers as well.
I think that's a single week record.
That is so far.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Because you have picked well and you also had hit your bonus picks.
Upset and the lockout, both of them. Yeah. With that being said, fellas, we kick off this week with the Thursday combination of the Houston Texans missing a few wide receivers. Joe Mixon still balling. C.J. Stroud there, of course. D'Amico Ryans at the helm. They take on the Jets, as you guys have talked about. Right now, Mr. Gleason, Mr. Draper, the Jets are favorite 2.5. 2.5. So they're getting the Thursday home.
It's gone up.
2.5, my man. 2.5 right now. I'll start with you, Mr. Gleason. Friday Night Theater.
This line is scary because it seems so obvious. I remember a week ago we were looking at the line in the Vikings-Rams game, and we all said, the Vikings are going to win this game. They did not.
They did not.
So this line does terrify me, but I am not going to go with the Jets. I'll take the points and the shorthanded but still superior Houston Texans.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I see where you're going right there. I like
this
that.
Is tough. This is tough because I don't know if Houston can score points now. Receivers banged up, and I
Joe Mixon, baby. Here comes Joe Mixon.
Rodgers,
over under 83, 84 yards on the ground, Drapes.
Yeah, I want Aaron Rodgers to lose every game for the rest of his career, but I'm gonna take Houston. Our boy D'Amico will get it done. He'll draw something up. Might be a 7-6 kind of game or 7-5 or something like that.
You need it to be 7 to. You need to be 7-4.
But I need. No, but I'm taking Houston. I'm taking the underdog.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're taking H-Town. Okay,
I'm good.
Yeah.
You're right, Drapes. It might be a real low-scoring game, and 2.5 points is a lot of points in a low-scoring game. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, you guys know my rule. Normally, I take the home team on Thursday. The Jets are bad, though.
Mm-hmm.
They are bad.
Do you know their defense has fallen off since they fired Saleh?
Yes.
Their defense isn't even playing as well.
Quentin Williams was banged up last week. Sauce Gardner's not been playing well. He's been playing terrible, actually. I'll take the Texans. I'll run with the fellas.
All right.
I'll jump in the car. I'll take the third seat.
Mm-hmm.
You got the back seat, the third seat. Look how you tuck the small cat in.
Rumble seat back there.
Yeah.
Old school rumble seat.
Yeah, the rumble seat. Absolutely. I'll take the Texan.
All right. And then tomorrow we may have a guest picker, huh?
Yes, we will. We're going to have to get it in quick because we have Hall of Famer. Of course, tomorrow we only have an hour show. Drapes has got to give his thoughts of Hawks. Whitey, we got to get your wish list in. We got a lot to do in an hour.
Did you say we got an hour show tomorrow?
Yeah, we literally have an hour
show.
All right. Yeah. All right. Looking forward to that. So, Patrick Willis, and that's 2:30 tomorrow, right, Jay? Yeah. So, thank you, Jay. Good luck. Make sure you join us for that. Have a good Halloween. But before we go here, Drapes, some people here in the chateau are wondering about you and why you're disagreeing with Jerry Reynolds. But I'll just say this. I mean, Drapes has been from the jump, from the beginning of last season. Yeah. He is nothing against Jerry. He just hasn't liked that idea. And the Kings, I mean, to your credit, the Kings we haven't seen much of that, if any.
Yeah. The question is, why is Jerry Reynolds disagreeing with me? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
No, usually him and I see spot on, see eye to eye. But, in this case, I don't think the personnel lends it to that. You're taking on Atlanta tomorrow. They're banged up. They're not going to go with a double big. Only 2 or 3 teams I could see us doing something like that. A team that we might do it against, Whitey?
Who's that?
If Hartenstein gets healthy, maybe OKC.
Uh-huh.
I could see us trying to do it against OKC if they run the Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren 4 or 5. But outside of that, especially when you look at how important offense is for this team and spacing and flow, it just doesn't make sense to have the double big line.
Yeah, I understand. I got you, but they're going to have to do something to beef up the front court. It would appear. We'll see. Before we go here, Drapes, yesterday Jay and I talked about, monsters or marshmallows in the Western Conference. We kind of ran down the list. Other than OKC, who scares you the most right now from the Kings standpoint? The Warriors are 4-1, but Jay and I had a hard time saying that they're scary.
Nah, I can't say. If we matched up with the Warriors, we'd be able to get them. So I'm not saying they're scary. Honestly,
the Suns scare me. I don't know about you.
Suns are actually playing some decent ball. Mm-hmm. They're playing some really good basketball. But those are probably it. I think everybody else has some warts right now. I'm not scared of Dallas. I ain't worried about no Luka Doncic, Kyrie. I ain't worried about them. Lakers, we played them tough. They're a good team. Houston, I think the West is trying to find itself right now. a team that's been disappointing, Whitey, that we thought everybody thought would be better. How about Michigan? They've limped out the gates so far. And so I think, teams are still trying to find themselves. Only OKC scares me in the West, right?
And watch out. Here they come, Drapes. 2 in a row for the Denver Nuggets. I'm just trying to get out of your skin.
Dude, against like the worst teams in the league. They had to go to overtime, man. Come on. Against, who was it, Brooklyn and Toronto?
Here comes the Joker. Look out.
Come on. Ridiculous. The Nuggets.
All right, Drapes. We'll catch up with you tomorrow. Thanks. Have a very happy Halloween in Atlanta.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have to hit these streets. Thanks.
Yes, absolutely. We'll hear more about that tomorrow. Stick around. We've got Thursday Night Football, the pregame coming up for you. The Jets against the Texans next. Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Increasing clouds through the day on Friday. Morning temperatures in the mid-40s, afternoon highs in the upper 60s. Look for steady rain in the evening. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
When it's cold and rainy outside, Bonnie is leading the way home. Right now, stay warm and cozy with a full furnace tune-up, just $59. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Schedule an appointment today at Bonnie.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes here for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Now that fall is here, now is the perfect time to head to Stockton and check out a new Mercedes-Benz. I had the opportunity just last week to drive an all-new S-Class 550, and let me tell you, it was a